What is going on, guys? It is Big Mike here, back today once again with another SlowBroz podcast, and I'm here with my co-host Nick. How you doing today, Nick?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself, Michael?
I'm chilling, man. I'm excited to get back into our podcast number 4, and we have a special guest here with us today. How are you doing, Shane?
I'm doing real good, Mike. I'm doing real good, Nick. Thank you both for having me on today. Super excited.
For sure, man. We're definitely happy to have you on. Got a lot of things planned for today's podcast, a lot of topics. And we know Shane loves to talk, so should be going pretty great, man.
Bro, I do enjoy talking.
Yes.
Streamer.
It will be a long episode.
Yes.
Sit down, buckle up, and get ready for the ride.
All right. So we got a couple simple interview questions that we're going to ask Shane. We do this every time we have on a guest, which was only once before, but we're going to be doing this. Just a couple simple questions. We can get to know Shane right now. And yes. All right. Nick, you want to interview our boy Shane?
I will interview the boy Shane. All right, Shane, I'm throwing you in the hot seat.
Hot seat.
Question we got for you. What got you into just gaming, video games in general?
All right. Hear me out. SSX Tricky GameCube. Your boy was cracked. It was a snowboarding game, and every time you did like a bunch of cool tricks in a row, you got like "It's Tricky to Rocker, Rock to Rocker," like that song playing. Bro, shit was dummy hype. Probably my favorite gaming experience. That's what got me into video games. I was hooked, bro. I was hooked. Y'all gotta find some gameplay of it.
So this is like a game on GameCube, you said?
Yeah, bro. This was GameCube. I'll find out when it came out.
Was that your first? Was that your like first console that you grinded shit out on, or?
Yes. Fuck yeah.
GameCube?
November 5th, 2001, bro. I was playing that in like 2005. I was cracked. I was so good.
I wasn't alive. You old ass motherfucker.
Bro, I'm so old, man.
Dude.
An old man in the community.
Dude, I never had an actual GameCube, but I had a Wii, and the Wii took GameCube games, and you would plug in like the controller adapter, whatever it was on the top, and it was basically a GameCube. So yeah. I played GoldenEye 007. I think it was on GameCube. There's a bunch of little games on there. Super Smash Bros. Melee, whatever it's called. That one was good. And then my favorite game on GameCube had to be the Mario baseball game. Do you know what game that is?
Oh,
dude, that's a throwback and a half.
Yes. Best GameCube game ever. That game was insanely fun, dude. It was amazing.
GameCube was so great. It was like the peak. Bro.
Honestly, though.
Like PS5s are cool, but like Lifetime back then was cool. Got good music, good food. We actually went outside and had decent posture. It was nice.
That's very true.
I've never had good posture. Dude.
All right, hot seat. Question 2, Nick.
All right.
He's getting a little cold, a little chilly.
Video game of all time can be.
My favorite or the one that I have the most time on? Because those two.
Favorite video game all time.
Nostalgic purposes, Sly Cooper was a PS2 game. Why are you looking at me like that, bro?
What are these games, bro?
Okay. Just so we all know, I'm the boomer here, right? Like I'm the old man of the community. Sly Cooper was really good. BO3 was super fire. Probably the best zombies game we've ever had. Bro, Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead's got some good shit. Dude, did you guys see the new Left 4 Dead coming out?
Back for Blood?
Yeah. Bro, playing it for sure.
Yo, we teaming up on it?
You and I are good.
Yeah, dude.
Mike?
Dude, I don't play video games, man.
All right.
I literally just play COD.
Mike's a loser.
Yeah.
All right.
Question number 3.
What was your first Call of Duty Zombies map ever?
Unfortunately, it was World at War Knocked. Map was bad, bro.
You didn't like it when you first played it?
No, bro. I was terrified, dude. I just picture this. Young me, small, little chunky. Just finished the campaign, cracked out of my mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going straight into the knock cutscene, bro. Shit was misty. Shit was dark. Zombies running at me. And then I get loaded into knock, bro. And then I was in Nox starting room waiting for zombies to come in on round 1 for 36 years. And here we are today.
Dude, but that sounds like such an insane experience because a lot of us
Yeah.
had never had the chance to actually play through the campaign and without knowing anything just come into Noct. That sounds like
Right.
amazing.
It was cool, but it was scary. I was young. It was dark. I was up way too late.
How old were you?
I don't know. Fucking 2007. No, 2008 it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2008 it came out. So, dude, it's 2021. Sheesh. Sheesh. 12 years ago. Damn, bro. 12 years ago. Shit.
Did you know anything about the zombies game mode before that?
No, it was the first one we ever seen. It was like a surprise.
I guess there
I
wasn't like.
What question was that?
Well, I guess there wasn't
YouTube
crazy
like that.
social media back then, like maybe on Shane's
Yeah.
MySpace or
Mike,
whatever.
shut up. We're gonna go to the next question. All right, Shane, don't elaborate too much on this because we will get into it. But what is your favorite zombies map of all time?
Black Ops 1 Shangri-La.
All right, sick.
I don't like that face, Mike. Excuse me?
Do you actually?
And why
wanna
is it an
elaborate?
A tier?
Because just because it's my favorite does not mean objectively it's the best.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
okay.
Actually, okay. I changed my mind, Shane. That is not in your S tier. Elaborate.
Yeah. So Black Ops 1 as a game overall is very clunky. Is very, very not good. And if we're comparing like specific maps head to head, so like if we look at my S tier maps, Origins versus Shang, obviously Origins. SOE versus Shang, SOE is better. Spaceland's an S tier map, bro. Such a good map. Probably better mechanically, visually, everything. And then 9 is also my S tier. So if you just compare them head to head, like unfortunately, Shangri-La does fall short. However, it was like the map that I first grinded, and it was the map that I had the most fun on because it was the most challenging at the time. It was the best looking. It was the most creative, and I really appreciated it. So my favorite map of all time.
I guess that's a good way to look at it. Compare Shang with all the maps above it. But the thing is, like, are you gonna say that the more content a map has, the better it is? Because Shang is relatively simplistic, but it's still a super amazing map. Like, obviously, you're not going to be able to compare the content on Origins or Shadows of Evil with Shang. It's just if it's in a different time. But does that make it less good objectively?
Yes and no, because you could add a whole bunch of shit to a map, like Dierites, Dead of the Night, for instance. You could add a ton of things to a map, but that does not make it any better. It's the quality of the content rather than the amount of content. Like Shangri-La's bosses were fitting, the Easter egg was fitting, like everything was substantially better on the map, and it's small, it's condensed, it's a great map, and you can compare it to other maps similar to it. Like Shall and Shuffle has a lot going on. It's not a better map. Yo, don't let Cookie hear this. Cookie will flame my shit, dog. Cookie will cook me. Yes, pun intended. You're welcome.
I haven't played Shaolin or the Attack of the Radioactive thing.
You need to. Attack's Easter egg is annoying.
I've just played Rave and Spaceland, and I love those maps so far. And I kind of played like 5 minutes of Attack. Like I just was in the spawn room and stuff looking around a little bit. But I haven't actually got into that or Shaolin. But from what I've seen, they look pretty interesting. Like, do they play well?
For a high round perspective or an Easter egg perspective or casual perspective? For high rounds, I couldn't tell you. For Easter eggs, I think they're annoying, but Shallow's pretty cool. Tack is pretty cool. The bomb step's pretty lame though. Most of them you could get done really quickly. I don't know. I think the maps are good, and I think they're fitting for the theme of IW.
Okay. Yeah, they seem to have this. All these maps seem to have a unique feeling compared to the other Treyarch maps. Like when you hop on IW, it definitely doesn't feel like a Treyarch map, and that's a good thing. It's unique.
And that's exactly what we needed.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that like a lot of people don't like IW. A lot of people just hate on it because it's not Treyarch. Like I'm sure they haven't actually like dove deep into it and actually put in the time that they need to make a judgment. They just shit on it instantly because it's not Treyarch. And
if Treyarch made any of the IW maps, it'd be loved. It would be loved. If Treyarch made Spaceland, sheesh, it'd be everyone's list here.
Dude, and it's
By
like
far.
10 times better than D Machine too, and everybody at launch of D Machine was loving it, thinking it's like the greatest map we've had in years, and then now everybody has come to the realization that that map is hot garbage.
D Machine was a cool idea for the first 2 weeks.
Yes.
And then they patched everything fun or worthwhile, and then it got born.
Oh,
What?
Well, I mean, from the Easter egg side, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
From like sides, nothing's patched, but we should get patches. All the pattern sets are so dumb.
Bro, y'all just sit like basically in spawn.
We just sit at the top of the roof and
yeah, and like you use overpowered ray guns, and if anything ever goes bad, you gotta just hop in a chopper gunner. It's like, cool.
Yeah, we've already talked about it like a million times on this podcast, but just Cold War has no potential for high rounds simply due to the mechanics of the game. That the health cap is there, the chopper gunner to save you whenever you need to, and it's just camping. Every map is going to be camping, and the only hope that the game has is probably Easter eggs. So, it's just, I think they really fucked up with these mechanics, man. There's just no replayability in that.
All right, I'm cutting you off. Cold War's a flop. Shane, we got one more question for you.
One more.
What is your favorite Zombies memory of all time? Can be anything.
Of all time.
Take it any way you want to.
My 87 on Shang was pretty cool. The first time killing George Romero was pretty cool. Origins Egg's usually pretty cool. Loading into 5. Actually, loading into 5 was fucking sick.
Ooh.
Loading into 5 was cool. Yeah, it's probably one of those. Probably
from BO1.
Yeah, and then BO3 Origins being better than BO2 Origins, pretty cool.
Oh, all right. Well, we will use that as a transitioning point to our
better game.
Pick. So we will be talking about map tier lists with Shane, and the reason why we're talking about this is because
I stirred up controversy, bro.
Shane was starting controversies on Twitter. He tweeted out a tier list. I even made a tier list in response.
Bro, hella people made tier lists. Maybe go back to my original tweet.
Yeah. Oh, we will be kind of looking at those tier lists. We'll just kind of be comparing zombie maps. One thing I'll say though, real quick, probably leave links to the tier list because we can't really bring them up on screen, and also people listening on Spotify. But we'll leave links in the YouTube description to both Shane's tweet as well as my tweet. And also, speaking of links, Shane's link will be down in the description at the top. Check him out on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. So
that's it.
Yeah.
What else? Instagram, Shane?
I have Instagram, TikTok, Reddit. I have like everything, bro. I'm making a website right now on my own. It's pretty cool.
He came onto our podcast.
Jesus, just to promote himself.
Oh, what?
You get 3 links, Shane. You get 3 links. Whatever you want, we'll put them in there.
Bro, my OnlyFans, my Twitter, and my Twitch.
All right.
No, that's a joke. Obviously, not those. All right, the maps. Are we starting with my list or your list, Nick?
We will start with your list because you made yours first. All right. So Mike and I, we got a question here, and then you need to defend yourself.
All right. Okay. Let's get into it.
Yes. So
Origins BO3.
It's the best map of all time, and it's not even close.
How?
BO3 is a better and more stable game. I think Megas makes the map actually enjoyable. Like BO2 was cool for its time, but like cars in 1914 were cool for their time. But you compare it to a new shiny car, like they're ass, bro. They're just ass.
But are you looking at Origins BO3 simply from an Easter egg perspective? Because if we're gonna say, kind of, yeah, it's the same Easter egg, but one step makes it completely different and play completely different. But
right,
Origins BO3 as a whole, we're not just talking about, oh, this Easter egg is better than this Easter egg. Origins BO3 has a boring and shitty high round strat.
Doesn't BO2 have the
no? BO2 is a lot more skillful, and it's
don't you guys just run around on the think path?
That's oversimplifying it, but on BO3 you can just camp. That's oversimplifying it.
Wait, until round like 121 when you actually have to do things because zombies get 1 HP. But like, don't you guys just sit on the tank path shooting two spawn?
So you can camp on the Gen 2 tank path or
Right.
by church until about, technically till about like 90 or 100 depending on your RNG. Some of that will consist of full hoarding, which is already more interesting than excavation running a train. And then once you get to a certain point, you have to do some weird things to get max ammos, like riding the tank, and there's a
Tank every
drop.
7 round or something.
Yeah, and then there's the generators. Like when you know you need
Right.
a max the next round, you would turn on 4 or more, so the next round the Templars would come. And then there's also, you would have to kill the zombies with the tank because there's no traps in Origins. There's no way you're going to kill the zombies besides like the ice staff and wind staff at that point. So it's just a combination of the tank, the footstep coming through. I think people still get kills with that. And it's just all of that combined is a very interesting high round strat. I think it's a little bit boring when it's camping, but after that it's interesting compared to BO3.
Like,
when you're just
most
camping.
players aren't ever even gonna get there. Like most players, like Mitch doesn't even have a 121 on Origins yet. Like most people aren't even at that level, and Mitch is better than most players.
Mhm.
Like if one of the best players on the planet isn't even doing it, like I don't know how valuable the argument is that it's better, even though like no one gets there virtually.
I mean, if we're looking
Everyone
at the
could do
map
the Mega's
objectively,
egg. Objectively, no one really gets there.
but objectively, the map has the potential to go there. When with BO3 Origins, it's 2 strats. One is just camping in the fire step tunnel, and the other one is just running like a figure 8 in excavation and shooting AATs for 90 fucking hours. Like, if you compare those two, it's a 90-hour speed run kind of versus, what is it, like 25 hours or something on BO2 Origins?
Yeah, around there.
I think having such a shorter like reset time thing allows for more competition there, and it just makes it a more interesting experience compared to BO3.
It probably does increase competition because how low, like I know I'm underselling 25 hours, but like in relation to 90 hours, 25 hours is nothing. Because what's that math, Nick? 25, 50,
Over
75. Yeah, over 3 times, nearly 4 times. Like obviously you're gonna have more people doing it, but I feel like there's no limits that can be pushed that way. And like most maps have everything figured out already, except for Rev. Rev is the weird one. Taco's always invading on Rev.
But yeah, with BO3 Origins also, and I think this is a problem with BO3 maps in general, there's not a lot of room for improvement, I guess you could say. With these AAT strats, if you play them decently well, your times are going to be very similar. And also there's that 255 cap. So no matter how fast you play, you're still going to get a 255. And I think the fact that these are such long AAT strats, it really, the gap between players is just smaller. When if you're talking about BO1 or BO2, these strats, like the difference between the best players and somebody who's like very good at the game, there's still a huge difference.
Right.
When in BO3, the difference between the best BO3 player and somebody who's pretty good at it is going to be not that much. So I think that's one.
That.
Really, I'm talking about for high rounds, not for Easter eggs.
Well, I wouldn't call myself a high round player by any means in regards to BO3, but like I was doing a 70 SR with Taco and Mikey. Fun fact, and like this, the level of knowledge and skill difference between Taco and I in a 70 speed run on BO3 Origins is shocking. It is like absolutely shocking, let alone any other high rounds like Rev. Like, I don't know. Nick, have you done a high round on Rev?
Yeah, of course.
All right, Nick. Who's the best Rev player? Taco? Taco? Taco?
I've done a Rev, however, but that doesn't mean I know the best Rev.
Right,
I mean,
but like
Taco plays a bunch of Rev, but is he the best Rev?
There's some other people that are pretty good at it, like Stamina Up 935. He's good at it. Kixi, I'm assuming, is good at it.
She's good at every map though.
Gamers,
She's a cheat code.
I think Gamers probably has a 255 on there too. I don't know. He has a lot of 255s.
All right, well let's just
like a top.
all right.
10
Taco's
player?
top 5. Fuck
Okay.
it. Taco's top 5.
All right.
But like, so from Nick, a high rounder who's a substantially better player than most.
Mhm.
Like Nick's level of skill in high rounding on BO3, I wouldn't compare to Taco's level of skill high rounding on BO3.
Yes.
Like there's still levels to it. So I think going back to your point of BO2's elite players to their great players also applies for BO3 high rounds.
Well, let's say Nick is running a train at excavation. He's got it down to the point where he's not going to die. Like he can do it consistently without downing. Do you really think that somebody like Nick playing excavation and Tacos playing excavation, or whoever's good at Origins, do you think there's going to be that much of a gap? Like there's really, it's a very small strat. There's not much going on. You're just running little loops and shooting your AATs. Like I don't think there's a big gap there. Maybe onto 100, yes. But past 100, and when you're in that strat, you're going to be playing the rest of the game. I don't think there's that like skill gap like there is in the other games, if that makes sense.
Gap there would be speed, I'd say. Like I'm not too fast of a player, whereas like someone like Taco is insane fast.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, it's not too much.
Yeah, there's probably not going to be a massive difference. Like assuming they get the same RNG, so like they get the same ice staff, they get the same guns, they get the same amount of hits, they get the same gumballs, they get the same drops. Like there probably wouldn't be a dramatic difference in their plays, but I don't know. I think there's still a skill difference between most players.
Yeah, I think that most of that skill difference though comes into play with 100 times probably. You'll see it a lot in their setup and their first 100 rounds, and also it will probably come into play over the game and the longevity, how fast you can play for the whole game rather than just playing fast and dying early on, or just playing slightly slower the whole game. I don't know. BO3 is an interesting game. I just think that the AATs don't allow for as much of a skill gap as the other games.
Right, but what can you do about it? It's a game mechanic. Just how Cold War is going to be camping strats just because of game mechanics. You can't fault it.
Yeah, but I'll take AATs any day over camping with a ray gun or a Hellion or something like that, though. 100%.
All right, so looking back on the tier list, so Origins BO3 is number 1. We talked about that. SWE's number 2, BO2 Origins is number 3. I don't think there's much to say about those. I think those are pretty common. Let's talk about Spaceland, because Shane is a huge Spaceland advocate and a huge advocate.
It's a great game. It's a great map.
I'm asking you a general question, Shane. Why is Spaceland so fucking high?
If we want to use the head-to-head strategy again, I think comparably it's better than most maps below it. But I think IW offers something new and different, like visually, gameplay-wise, all the extra things you can do. I think it adds something different, which is one of the most attractive parts about it. I feel weird using attractive, but like it's one of the most appealing aspects about it, right? Yeah. Like the unique traps, the unique setting, the colors, brand new characters, 4 different wonder weapons, like alien boss fights, zombie. Like overall, I think the map adds a lot. I think it adds a lot of creativity, and I think it's a very nice change of pace compared to everything else we got at the time.
I think I can agree with that. I don't have that much time on Spaceland, but just as somebody who's put in countless hours into zombies in general, just coming onto Spaceland and playing it a little bit, I can definitely feel that this is either an A or an S tier map. It just gives a completely unique feeling, and it's something that we hadn't seen before in zombies. And I think they did a really good job with maintaining a slightly similar zombies feel, where it doesn't feel like it's a completely different game,
Right, with like
But
sliding,
mhm,
papping your pistols gives you
yeah.
explosives. Like they kept the perks were the same. Like
Mhm.
tough enough is jug, quickies
Yeah.
is speed. So everything was like familiar, and we all knew what everything was. It was just a vibrant game with slightly different mechanics
Mhm.
and honestly more fun compared to most
Yeah.
maps.
Yeah. And I love IW movement. I think IW movement is one of the best qualities of the game. It feels so smooth, and it's also very easy to get the hang of. Like in a
Right.
game like BO1 and BO2, it's very difficult to be super good with movement. But in IW, if you play the game a little bit, you can pick up on the movement, and
Right.
it flows so well getting across the map and everything like that.
Especially going from BO3 to like ending on Rev, then going straight into Spaceland.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just get a slide still, you get a sprint then slide, sprint jumping. Like it was such a smooth transition. Like if we went from like BO3 to BO2, oh dude, people would be
Oh
screwed.
god, dude, it's so clunky. Coming from
Like
BO3 to BO2 or IW to
right, like
BO2, it just feels like you're like stuck to the
no
ground.
sliding, you gotta strafe jump everything.
Your
Like
sprint always feels like it's locked and like you're
right, like
walking half the time. Yeah, no,
yeah, so I go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, yeah, I really like IW movement, but
Yeah, I think Spaceland's easily S here. It's better than most Treyarch maps.
yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that, man. I think so.
I agree with all those points, but the reason why I personally think it's way too high is the Easter egg. While it's a solid Easter egg, you're trying to come off that's one of the best Easter eggs of all time. I personally disagree. As well as I think the Hiron strat on Spaceland is fucking god awful. So, do you have anything to add on?
Uh yeah, I didn't say the Easter egg steps were particularly good. It's 3 Steadicom defenses and then boss fight. I think it's a shitty egg. I think it's a terrible egg. I think the boss fight specifically is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Dryden Drock's Easter egg is god awful. I think the boss fight in DE is cool. I think the same about GK. Like terrible, terrible. I don't care about doing challenges. I don't care about getting an egg on fire, waiting around to then pick it up to then go incubate it. I don't care about that. But hey, killing Nikolai and killing dragons pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, but I guess you can't really weigh the how good a map is simply on the Easter egg. I think the other aspects of Spaceland outweigh the Easter egg being not so great. Just the environment, the flow of the map, just the way it looks. It's so vibrant and different. It's not all gray and boring like a lot of other maps. It's just
Right.
it gives me a similar feeling that I get when I play SOE or Origins. Like when I go on Origins, I hear that music and I'm happy and I feel that nostalgia. And when I get
Yep.
on SOE, I hear that music and there's just that feeling. And I kind of get a similar feeling on Spaceland. It's just one of those maps, if
It's
you know what
just
I mean.
it's an 80s themed map. Everyone
Mhm.
looks like they're from the 80s. You got the Hasselhoff talking to you. It's playing 80s music. Like the quotes are from the 80s. Like it fits. It fits.
It really
And like
does.
talking about Easter egg sets, bro. The next map is I'll do the transition here. The next map is 9 from BO4. And bro, you gotta collect poop. Literally, one of the steps is collecting poop. Like I don't know if I would put stock into Easter egg steps specifically.
Hmm.
Like we're collecting turds, bro. Like what do we do?
Right, well, then here's a general question: why 9 rated high?
Um,
Same thing as Spaceland. The Easter egg, in your opinion, we'll say average. Hiron's on 9. Like, fuck that. It's so boring. Training and spawn. Like,
Is it
oh
is it Hellion camping in 9 also, or what is it?
yeah, I imagine.
yeah.
Training spawn and Hellion camping.
I think 9 offers very unique things, right? Like the Brazen Bull was unique. I think the entire perk system was different, and I think it's overall a better perk system compared to like BO3 or BO2's. Like you buy the same perks anyway, right? Like if you're gonna play Origins, you're gonna buy Jug, you're gonna buy
Mhm.
Stam, you're gonna buy Mule Kick, right? Like you buy the same perks anyway. So everyone like freaking out about not having all the perks you've ever wanted. Like, you buy the same perks anyway, and you do that on every map.
I don't think the perk system is bad, like the fact that you pick your perks before the game and everything, but I think just the perks in that game were shit. Like, I would rather have the normal COD Zombies perks instead of those. But I wouldn't mind having to pick 4 perks that I want before the game. That's not my issue with it.
Well, I haven't argued with that. So
Mhm.
I played a lot of BO4, and so my biggest thing with the zombies, do you normally pick the same perks? Yeah, but it's also very dependent on like what you're doing in the game. Are you high rounding? What's your loadout? Are you Easter egging? Stuff like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
In
Right.
BO4, you're locked to 4 perks, and I feel like there's way more than 4 viable perks, and it really depends on what you're doing. So before the game starts, you have to go in like knowing what you're doing. But the
Right.
thing, in my opinion, with like the older zombies, like I'll just hop to like a map, not necessarily knowing what I'm doing. So I'll use an example. So like BO4, a lot of time I just like play it. But like if I get a Hellion, I'd be like, oh shit, a Hellion. What if I get high round? But I don't have PhD on my class. Whereas in the old zombies, it's just okay, where's PhD on the map? Oh, there's PhD. I'll buy it. Okay, I can go high round.
That's a good point. That's a very
That's
good
my
Right.
point.
complaint with the side. I really didn't like that. You had to 100% know what you were doing before the game, what your ideal loadout is, and all that. And to me, I didn't.
Right.
Yeah, and these
Well, I don't
strats
know.
relied on the perks too, right? Like you couldn't do
Yes.
these strats. Like you couldn't do a Hellion strat without PhD.
Exactly.
Right.
So that kind of ruins it. But yeah, I agree with Nick on that for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you, Nick. I think being locked into only one style of game play per map sucks, but
Mhm.
I mean, it's just what we were given, right? Like, is what you're given.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I only brought that up because you said that.
Your mic cut out.
I only bring that up because you said that you that.
It
cut out
happened the
again.
second time,
Is it
bro.
cutting out that bad?
Bro,
Oh,
cut out the second time,
okay,
bro.
I'm saying the only reason why I brought up that point is because you said you prefer that perk style over the original.
No, I think overall it's a good perk style, and like I don't know if it's exactly better, but I think it's more fitting, right? Like, imagine if you were able to pop a perkaholic with all the BO4 perks. Like, sheesh, you're literally invincible. You'll feel like you're playing Cold War with level 3 armor, extra health, zombies that don't hit you, and jug. Like,
Yeah.
sheesh, that's how you would feel in BO4. So if you, I don't know, I think it sucks that you're limited to only one style of game per game, but I think overall choosing the same 4 perks every game anyway, they just minimized the process. Just made it easy.
Okay. But I have one question for you, Shane.
What's good?
So what is separating the S tier from the A tier? So why is 9 better than GK, or why is 9 better than Mob of the Dead? Like, if the Easter egg isn't that good and the high round strat isn't that good and it's just like the map is beautiful, it's a cool environment, is that really worthy of S tier? I feel like that's more A
No.
tier. If you can't say all of these elements of the map fit together perfectly and this
Right.
is a perfect map, should it be S tier?
Well, there's no perfect maps in the first place, but I think I gave 9 extra credit because I personally enjoy creativity. I personally enjoy doing something different and doing something outside of the box, and I think 9 offers that, because 9 was our first map of BO4, so that was the first thing you could base it off of. And the new perk system and how the crowd would throw drops at you depending on how they ranked you, the Brazen Bull fit, it was all about the gods and stuff. Like, I think overall 9 has a lot to appreciate. The boss fight was pretty cool as well. I mean, you're killing 2 elephants, bro. Like, it's fucked up, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I think overall, like, 9 offers a lot compared to other maps, right? Like, with BO3, we were super spoiled on Easter eggs we got. Like, we went from Shadows to DE to ZNS to GK, which all had pretty good eggs, right? Like, the Shadows egg's pretty good.
Yeah.
Shadows boss fight's meh. DE, egg is boss fight's pretty cool. ZNS was a bit of both. And then you go straight into GK. So you already have high expectations. But with 9, we were given a blank slate, and I think 9 is the epitome of what BO4 is, and I think it's the best version of it.
Interesting take. I know like a lot of people would agree that 9 is definitely the best in peak of BO4.
9 or Ancient Evil.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always been like, personally, I've always been very questionable about 9. Just kind of look at it. I always thought it was a great map, but that's definitely an interesting take on things.
Yeah, I like 9. I think it's a good map, but I just don't think that 9 is necessarily comparable to Origins or Shadows of Evil. I think it deserves A tier, like for what it did in BO4 being either the best or the top 2 BO4 map. But I just think that if I'm going to compare Origins and 9, I just don't see them on the same level, because Origins combines like a good environment with a good Easter egg with generally good high rounds. I don't think they're amazing, but I think they're better than 9. And then 9 is kind of just decent altogether. I don't think it's amazing in any category.
I agree with that, but if we use the same idea inversely, so if we compare S tier to A tier, would you say 9's a better map than Call of the Dead, which has no traps, which winter weapons are very subpar, a very annoying boss, George Romero, that walks around, a very dull map? Like overall, I would say 9 is probably more enjoyable for people than Call of the Dead. And you do the same comparison with 9 and Blood of the Dead, or 9 and Town, or 9 and Classified, which are other maps in my. Oh wait, that's my B tier. Sheesh. 9 compared to Mob. Sheesh, I'm blind. 9 compared to Mob. I think Mob's great, but like, does Mob offer anything outside of the Hell's Redeemer and Atmosphere? Like, so you could make the argument that Mob of the Dead's Afterlife was like the predecessor to Shadows of Evil Beast Mode, but like Die Rise was the predecessor of Afterlife.
But like Mob had the bridge. Yes, it's annoying to have to like, well, I think building the plane the first time is cool. Like finding all these parts and going on that plane to the bridge. I think that's amazing. I think it's a repetitive having to do it all the other times besides the first time. But just having that bridge there, that was a really cool environment. And then like teleporting back with the electric chair. And then Mob now has a very interesting high round strat. Now, OnlyFans is pretty interesting. But
is that the Chris Vulture strat? Like Warden Office?
Yeah, it's the fan trap strat. I think that is an amazing strat. Although it's super difficult and nobody can run it correctly besides Chris. I think Mob offers a lot of strat variety, which is pretty important too.
This is like unscripted, but what's the most forgettable trap in COD Zombies?
The one on the Kino stage.
What?
Dude, I was thinking,
is that a trap? I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's a sentry gun.
No, it is not that forgettable.
Bro.
I would say Rev Flogger.
Rev Flogger?
Where's the Flogger?
Origins.
Oh, I've never used that. I kind of didn't know that was there.
Bro, GK's finger trap? I completely forgot it existed until the other day.
The one for the quote skips, or no?
No, the finger trap on GK.
What is that?
You know how there's robots on GK? Once tipped over, leading into tank, it has its little claw out and it like crushes its finger together. And it kills zombies. That's an actual trap. It's on your way to tank.
You didn't even know. Look at his face.
Yeah, dude, that's like the most forgettable trap ever.
That's a trap?
Yes, bro. It's on your way to tank.
How did I not know that? I have a bunch of hours on GK.
Because, dude, no one uses the trap. It's bad.
Damn, I guess.
It insta-downs you. Like, it's a bad trap. It's in a terrible location.
I mean, I would say that that one with like the laser is also pretty forgettable too. I mean, it's a part of the Easter egg, so you need it, but like, is anybody ever gonna use that on a high round? No.
No, but you would never forget it because
It's for the egg.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, I didn't know about that finger trap, so that's probably a good choice, Shane.
It's probably a good choice. The best trap of all time, the coolest trap of all time.
Okay.
Bro, ZNS plane?
no.
ZNS plane trap is super cool.
Fuck, I forgot
It's
what
like-
the plane trap is.
It's the rundown plane where the
that
engine goes down and it fucking marks them.
That's
that or
cool.
like acid trap are probably the coolest.
Yeah, but I also think the flogger is pretty cool. Like on SNN, not on on Rev, obviously.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Probably the most iconic trap.
Yeah, like it just spins and flings zombies. Like it's pretty sick. And
Nick, you want to go into your S tier?
Probably go back to the tier list. All right, so I want to bring up one thing with your tier list. So,
all right,
looking
is
at
it in S tier or?
No, let me get into it.
All right.
I think your A and B is pretty solid. I think like some people looking at it, they might question like a number 2, but overall solid, nothing too questionable.
Right.
Last thing I want to talk about is your C.
My C tier.
Horizon in C.
Yep.
Horizon is known as objectively, the poll ran by MC Sports Talk, the best zombies map of all time.
Right.
Objectively, which is something I can get behind. Not personally my favorite, but objectively, everyone loves it.
Right.
Why is it so low?
It's terrible. It takes it takes the 3 best maps, great ideas, and throws it into one, and it fails utterly. Right. I think like if we go into it, the Easter egg is just moon in reverse, and it's boring. The Easter egg is dumb. You build the wonder weapon, which is traditional for most Easter eggs.
Okay.
Which I can't fault it for because that's how most eggs are ran. But you build the wonder weapon, you shoot wisps, change round, shoot wisps again, do Simon Says twice, bring down Nikolai, do 4 defenses, and then you shoot a boss. It's a pretty lame egg. There's no steps that are exciting. There's no steps that are like interesting. There's no steps that make sense, frankly. Like, what does us shooting 8 wisps and then doing Simon Says and then doing 4 keeper lockdowns like that interests me in no way.
Yet you have 9 in S tier. You have 9 3 tiers above it.
Right. But 9 also offers different things. Right? 9's not copying other maps. Like blatantly copying other maps and then failing at it. Right. But so
who says it's failing though? The community says that it's succeeding. The majority of the community loves DE.
Most of the people love DE, but like most people in the zombies community altogether are people that don't play the map in a very serious way.
Correct.
Right. Like if you ask Bull or Hoppo how much they like the map, they don't like it that much because they play it so competitively and they play it to where it's not fun or interesting or entertaining.
DE is incredibly terrible and boring and annoying if you're playing it at the world record Easter egg speedrun level. Yes, I can agree with that. But does that make the map overall as a whole a
I'm not done with everything that's bad with the map.
Okay, tell us, Shane. Tell us.
Like so we went from the first map with 4 winter weapons, excluding Call of the Dead, for all you nerds out there, was Origins, and we went from the lightning staff, the wind staff, the fire staff, and the ice staff to the lightning bow, the fire bow, the void bow, and the wolf bow. And I think we could all agree the stabs are better.
Yes.
Right. Visually, the stabs are cooler. How they work are cooler. How you obtain them are cooler. They blatantly they took those and they did them worse. Right. Like they took the stabs and they did them worse. They also took the Panzer. I mean, they sort of updated the Panzer, sort of, but it's still a ripoff from Origins, and it doesn't do anything for the map. Like the Panzer Soldat doesn't need to be on DE, just doesn't. They stole the dog heads from Mob, and I think Mob you get a much more rewarding thing from it. Like you could go from you can go from the Redeemer to the Retriever to the Redeemer, and you use it for other cool steps of the egg. and the high round strat compared to all the bows, which you don't. I think just taking the egg from Moon and doing it in reverse is pointless. Like, I think overall it's not a cool map. I think it's very dull. I think it's very boring. I think they do everything worse in the maps they took everything from. I just think that everyone's so used to the good parts about the good maps that all in one seem like a good idea, but it's not. It's not a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, it takes all these little parts from these other maps, but it doesn't feel like the other maps. I think I don't love DE.
It's a small version.
I definitely don't love DE, but like I think C tier or even B tier is a little bit too harsh on it. Just because, or I know you said there's a bunch of little things that come into it to make it C tier. I think it is objectively a good map. Like there's a bunch of aspects that do make it good. I don't think it's S tier like everyone else thinks it is, but I do think that the high round chat's boring, whatever. But the Easter egg has a cool
boss fight.
Has a cool boss fight, yeah. Some of the steps in the Easter egg are kind of cool.
Like what? Bringing down tank is the only cool part.
Yeah, I think Dempsey coming from the sky, that's pretty sick.
I like keepers.
Keepers.
I know you don't, Shane, but
wait, like the 4 defenses?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, it's kind of boring that step, but it is cool though. It is cool.
You just go around the map. You do a defense.
Get
30 kills.
Feeding his souls, and then also in the grand scheme, like you're trying to fill the keeper so you can get into the boss fight and then destroy the giant keeper. That's a cool idea, is it not?
Yeah, and I like teleporting. I think the teleporting is really cool. Yeah. I think
back in time.
Yeah. I don't know how the back in time and all that shit works. I just teleport and.
Well, you go back in time. That's how you stop the moon. Okay, moving forward. MPD device, 70 key. Like I don't know. It's not my map. It's not a good map in my opinion. Did I rank it harshly? Probably did, but I don't care. Map's bad.
Like Kino and Der Eisendrach, like Kino's a good. I like Kino, but comparing those two maps, Kino really doesn't have much to offer, and like DE has a lot to offer. But I guess that goes hand in hand with what you're saying about more content doesn't necessarily equal a better map. But.
Right. I think Kino also has the same effect as 9. It was like our first experience. And if you compare Kino to a map like Moon, or you compare Kino to Shang or Call of the Dead, like Kino's probably the worst one out of them.
Then why is Moon ranked below Kino?
Moon is ranked in the same tier.
Oh, do you not have it like the top of C is better than the
No, just overall their C tier maps are just not good. They're C tier maps. I did it for the S tier because I think that was important, but like C's are bad.
I wanted to ask you about your Moon ranking.
Moon is atrocious.
Besides being annoying,
the inability to move, color scheme is bad. The mid-round boss is bad. The teleporting Nova crawlers are bad. I don't know. The wave gun's pretty cool. Wave gun's one of the coolest winter weapons of all time. But I think the inability to move, the hacker device is a cool idea. I don't know if it was implemented the best because you literally can't play the map if you don't hack the excavators. And like you have to go out of your way for it. I don't know. I don't like having to go out of my way for things, especially on maps with really bad movement systems. Like you can't easily go from the biodome to spawn where you need to hack it.
Yeah. I think that's a fair point with Moon, that it is a pain in the ass to get around the map. But I think like this could be similar to Spaceland. Like Moon is pretty unique. Like being on the moon, being on the moon, that's cool. The no man's land where you spawn in, having just the zombies come out slow, and then all of a sudden, like you hear the sirens and the zombies are like hauling ass at you. Having like the thing you can put on your head so you can breathe, and
that's just tedious, bro.
I think it adds to the environment of the moon.
Uh,
I think it's
it does.
annoying because like you can't hear very well and
You can't hear anything.
you can't use the. I think if you could use the
Side of it is blocked
hacker,
off.
if you could use the hacker and the
If you use
suit,
both, the map would be substantially higher. It's just you can't.
yeah, and if they maybe made some better way of
Transportation.
yes, but I
Like
think
there's a teleporter on the map.
Mhm.
Like you spawn in next to a teleporter. I don't know why
Yeah.
they wouldn't add different teleporters around the map anyway.
Yeah, that would be cool. But I think Moon has a very good environment. I think just how unique it is, I
Right.
think that earns it a spot in at least like B tier. But there are a lot of shitty things about the map, and I can completely understand why you would dislike it.
Gray, dull, boring. But yeah, dude, the wave gun, probably the top 5 coolest murder weapons of all time.
Yeah,
Probably top 5.
Yeah, it is a cool T-gun reskin, I guess. I mean, it is a T-gun, but they have the how you can split it.
The zap guns.
Yeah,
Right.
and yeah, it's a good wonder weapon. It definitely is, man.
It's super good. Too bad BO1 has wonder weapon fails.
Oof. Oof.
All right, Nick, you want to go into your tier list? You got questions about mine?
Do you guys have questions for mine?
Let me look over this.
Or
first.
is my tier list just the best tier list?
Your tier list is god awful, bro. How are you putting Mob of the Dead on the same level as BO3 Origins and GK? Why is DE so high? You have so many maps in B tier.
The Giant is so high. What the fuck?
Oh, I love
the Giant's B tier, bro.
I love
Nick made a career off the Giant, bro.
The Giant.
The
The Giant is one of the worst remasters. I'm gonna say it right now. The Giant is one of the worst remasters.
Bro, can we talk about how Nick has Spaceland on the same level as BO1 Moon and Buried? Sheesh.
Okay, y'all just asked me like 5 questions.
Bad. Let's go in order. Why do you have Mob of the Dead ranked so high?
I have Mob ranked high because we were talking about this before the podcast, but so Mob, the Easter egg, while from a speedrunning standpoint, it's dog shit. The actual egg itself, gameplay wise, storyline wise, is really good in my opinion. Also just playing for like the first time ever is super cool.
Mm-hmm.
High rounds are definitely pretty good on Mob. Not the best. They can definitely get boring pretty quick. But I think overall the high rounds are pretty fun. And also casually playing the map, like dude, just like playing that map with like IRL friends and stuff. It's so fun. It's seriously so fun. It's one of the best maps you can play just casually. Like you just sit back, you just chill, don't really think about shit.
Aren't there better BO2 maps to do that on though? Like Town?
No.
Town?
Town.
Town
is just
like
different
the
though.
Casual map, bro.
Town is pure
Town,
zombie
you're
killing.
Very limited to what you can do on Town. On Mob, you can lay back,
but you need knowledge on Mob. You need knowledge on Mob. Town, Shane's right. That is.
And just go. You go to have fun. Like you're not playing Town 4P with your IRLs trying to get a world record. You're going there to hang out and laugh at each other and make fun of each other.
We can do the same thing on Mob, but there's just more to do on Mob.
Yeah, I guess you don't have
also
to.
A harder map,
but it's still fun to do. But imagine downing across the map and having to go revive somebody on Mob.
Oh,
without Stam, bro. Without Stam.
Yeah, that's
such a miss.
Problem with Mob.
That's such a miss. Nick, I also disagree with your first point about like the egg is cool. Like the first time the egg is cool, but like storyline wise, the first few times it's cool, like But outside of that, you're not going to be playing it for the 50th time, being like, "Oh my goodness, bro!
Oh no,
Weasel said Nikolai correct." Like you're not doing that. You're not out here doing that.
I don't think it's necessarily a bad Easter egg. I don't think it's one of the greatest, but
let's fly 3 times and then stand on headsets in black and white.
Also, the ending, it's like you're in like a gunfight with like your teammates. That's pretty. That's the only time that's ever been a thing in zombies.
Bro, a 3v1, not fair. Not fair, bro.
You got all the zombies on your side, so
yeah,
kill zombies.
From a unbiased perspective, because I've never done the mob Easter egg and I haven't seen much of it. I've seen a little bit of it, but from what I've
Right.
seen, it looks interesting. It looks cool. And since I've never played it or whatever, and I don't know much about it, I think it's pretty unbiased. I think Mob has a very cool Easter egg. I don't think it's replayable, like you said, and it might be tedious to speedrun, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it is cool storyline wise and just gameplay wise.
Like, how long does storyline get to carry a map?
That is a good question.
Like, how long should we allow mob storyline to carry the map?
I don't
'Cause,
think it
like-
carries the map. I think it carries the Easter egg, maybe. But the map has other aspects.
Okay, fine. Easter egg specifically, like, how much does storyline carry it? Because, like, the egg, you fly 3 times and then you just do stuff in black and white and then you kill each other. Like that's the egg.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Storyline only comes into play like a couple times. Yeah, after that, like, yeah, no.
Like, your mic cut out again, by the way.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with your mic?
Yeah, your mic is just taking a dookie tonight.
Bro, I don't know. Mike's no. But yeah, no. I totally agree. Storyline is super first couple times. Afterwards, it's completely pointless.
Right. Oh, Nick, I have another question. I just saw it. Spaceland is on the same tier as Ancient Evil and Kino der Toten.
Yes.
Why?
You can compare Spaceland and like Kino, because the way I view those maps are just maps you kind of just lay back and just chill on. So for like Kino's perspective, like, you know, maybe like high around Spaceland, like, you know, kind of chilling. Because the Easter egg, well, like, yeah, Kino doesn't have an Easter egg. Spaceland has an Easter egg, but only the boss fight's cool. The actual steps are fucking bullshit.
I mean, doesn't that idea also apply to Mob of the Dead? Like, what's the difference between Mob of the Dead's Easter egg and Spaceland? You fly 3 times and you defend 3 things.
There's not too much difference.
There's like a little sidestep on Spaceland where you have to like trade out the Steadicom for things to then call the alien spaceship UFO. But like, it's the same egg.
It doesn't
You,
the same egg.
you do the same thing 3 times in a row, and then you do this miscellaneous outside step, and then you're in the boss fight. It's the exact same thing 3 times. You fly 3 times, and then 3 Steadicom defenses, and then miscellaneous step, black and white headphones, miscellaneous step of trading out the Steadicom for a worthless fucking thing to send up signals.
I mean, I don't think the Spaceland Easter egg's bad. I would probably put both on the same team. The reason why Mob is higher is because Mob is significantly better for high runs compared to Spaceland, as well as if I was going to casually play, I'd rather play Mob.
I don't know. I would say that I think Spaceland is more I think for your average player, your average player would be running Cafeteria on Mob, which is one of the most boring things you could ever do. And your average player on Spaceland, if they knew what they were doing, would be playing the Croc Trap.
The average player would probably be playing like during the Spaceland E-Rad area. Some nice wide open area. Like your average player, like they're probably running into like the left side of the map where Spaceland is.
Yep. No, 100%. A lot of like average players. Oh,
go to the biggest open area.
Yeah, I'm gonna train by the crocodile like 10 zombies every minute. You really think casuals think like that, Mike?
Well, I mean, if I'm saying like somebody who can get round 100 on Mob.
Like, that's not a casual player.
Yeah, no.
Like, I don't have a 100 on Mob.
But you could.
I could easily.
If you about this like a million times.
What?
Your casual. Do you not know what a casual is? A casual player is your
they
average
play
player.
for like 3 games. They play for like an hour every like 4 days.
Yeah, exactly. It's your fucking Bob, that's like a father of like 3 kids, hops on Call of Duty, goes into public match, plays with Jimmy, Joe, and fucking I don't know. Another
Loses.
random.
Well, they're not
Yeah.
going to be
Loses
running
in
Acid
Kenya,
Trap,
bro.
bro.
And then they go to round 20, playing down, game over.
They're-
That's your casual.
They're not going to be running Acid Trap, though, so that's not a fair comparison either. I'm comparing somebody who's using Acid Trap to somebody who's doing something on Spaceland. I think running Croc on Spaceland is definitely more enjoyable than running
Yes.
Acid Trap.
But Spaceland overall is just a more enjoyable map. Visually, mechanically.
Wait, no. No,
Yes.
we're not letting this slide.
Yeah,
Yes, we are,
Croc
bro.
actually.
We're not letting this slide.
Have you seen
What do
Fast
you
Croc?
mean?
Have you seen Fast Croc?
The crocodile trap is just fucking stupid and bullshit.
What?
The
Dude,
acid trap
it's a
is
crocodile
bullshit.
like
It's
chomping
around.
down.
You have
That's
a fucking
sick.
cool redeemer that you can use, and you have fucking acid gas.
Bro, you have the arcane core on the M1, dog.
Low rounds, you can have fucking Mark II on Spaceland. It's just
Dude, on Mob, you're
Bro,
just
wonder
running a
weapons,
circle. You're literally just running a
M1s.
circle.
M1 arcane core, the 4 different wonder weapons. Like, come on.
Resident Sleeper.
Come on, bro.
Dude, I played.
trying
I have a
trying to
111 on
discredit it.
Mob. I was so bored on my 111 on Mob. This was my first ever round 100. So keep in mind, like, I was really excited. Every new round was a PB. I was so bored with Mob that I quit out on 111. Like,
my
that
bad, bro.
strat is so fucking boring. It's
Mob
so
bad.
boring. But
Is Mob Strap more boring than BO3 Ascension?
fuck no. Okay, that's a different level.
I was just curious.
No, Nick. No.
I was like, BO3, like, shit, bro. Ascension? Ascension?
Yo,
Yeah,
no
that's
cap,
No cap, bro.
BO3 Ascension is slightly more entertaining by not by much. It's like this much.
Do you say
Is it
more
because-
entertaining?
Yes.
You're telling me
Well,
that BO3 Ascension is
no. Okay, not
Oh, no.
more entertaining, but more like okay, playing
I
it
just broke out the podcast.
like yes, entertaining. No. Mob is like 10 times more entertaining than Ascension, but like actually playing it for yourself,
Mhm.
Ascension is a tad bit more doable than Mob.
How? You're literally running like a banana, as Shane was saying
Yes,
when
he
I was
called
playing
it a
it.
banana, bro.
You're running a banana, shooting your AATs for 63 fucking hours. Okay.
Right, but like Mob, you're running in a circle until your trap's done.
Yeah, it's
At least you're like seeing more than like you
You
literally.
see- You see 2.5 rooms. You see a
Yeah.
stairwell, cafeteria, and then MP5 key.
In Ascension, you see a spinny thingy right in front of you, and that's it.
the only reason why Ascension's more doable is because it goes. That's like my only reason. If
Ascension's
both
fast.
were like the same speed, I don't really know.
Would
But
you-
I think Ascension's more doable just because it's like a round is like like what you're on like 100 plus rounds like what like 10 minutes ish a little under. Mob you're 100 plus rounds how long?
I would be more it's just more satisfying to get rounds on Mob, like compared
No,
to
I'm
and
not arguing that. I'm just arguing which dual playing.
you cut out
like-
there. What'd you say?
I'm just arguing which one's mobile and like playable.
Okay.
I would rather get an Ascension BO3 255 over. Like,
Nick, your mic's having some issues today, sir.
bro, dude.
Is it plugged in all the way?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's only Discord it does this.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Have
Yes.
I broken out?
What?
Has
No,
my mic cut out?
no. No, it's only Nick.
Nick and I have the exact same mic. Well,
Yeah.
sort of. I have the Wave 1. Yes, Wave 3.
Yeah,
So, like-
there's no issues with you, Shane. You've
Yeah.
been perfect. But Nick's mic, every
Nice.
single podcast or every time we talk, it cuts out.
Can we talk about how Buried's the most overrated map of all time? Buried or Call of the Dead, bro. No
Ba-
bully.
Buried
Nick
is
would
buried.
say.
Buried is buried. That's all I can
Buried
say
is
about it.
terrible, dude. Call of the Dead is bad.
But how are you gonna say buried is like? I don't know how to
Buried is
explain it.
boring.
Buried is cool. Buried is
Buried has one cool thing about it.
what?
The witches.
Okay, and it's in
Paralyzed-
the
oh,
Wild
Wait,
West.
Actually, I lied. The time bomb's pretty cool too.
Okay, what about the fact that it's in like the Wild West or whatever you call it?
You're underground, bro. You're in a cave.
The music, like
I don't care
the
about
sounds,
the music.
the sounds unburied are really cool. The high round chat's garbage. Okay, like
He's just a very boring person, Kappa.
yeah,
Me? True.
Shane enjoys cycling gobblegums in the spawn room of Origins BO3 until he gets a raindrops and just throwing
Bro,
all
I
his
know you're
games.
not talking about me being boring, even though you both streamed a 255 on Ascension, 70-hour games, bro. I know that's not happening right now.
To the next topic.
I don't back down from
No,
a challenge,
that's not
Shane.
happening, bro.
I
Bro,
don't-
you're telling me it's more boring to reset 5 times to get a raindrops because it's a 1 in 5 chance. So out of every 5 games, you'll get it, compared to a 70-hour spawn room Ascension game. Sheesh.
Do you know why I started my Ascension game, Shane? I
Viewers?
started my Ascension game because I told you that I wanted to teach you how to properly run Ascension because you could not get
Yeah.
to round 100.
Dude, I could not on BO3 Ascension. I could not for the life of me. But
No.
like, I didn't tell you to turn that into 255.
No,
that was you.
I went to I was gonna go to 100. Then I was like, all right, I'm gonna get a 150 and I'm gonna quit out. And then everybody's like 255 or Mimi gets it. Like they're telling me 255 or they're gonna kill my stuffed animal. So like I don't have an
one
option.
would do
there.
that.
I don't have
Yo,
an
has Mitch
option.
ran
there.
it yet?
No.
Oh,
But I don't
Mitch.
blame him though. I don't blame him.
Homies, bro, on zombies, and yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I would never make anyone do that, bro. I wouldn't even make my worst enemy do that.
Who's Galactic Thunderous? Your worst enemy?
No, I don't give a shit about that kid, bro. The big C boost,
That's your worst enemy?
dude. I don't care about him. I don't have beef with people. I don't care. Like a lot of people are really like infatuated with like, oh, this person's beefing with this person. I don't give a fuck. Do what you gotta do, man. Do what you gotta do.
I think you have beef with a certain type of zombies player.
Yeah, toxic BO1 players are the worst.
We'll get into that later.
I'll go there right
Let's not
now,
get
bro.
All right, back to the tier list. Do we have any more questions for my tier list?
Um,
Make fun of me some more.
yeah.
yes, I have. You put Derice in C tier.
I told you before we start recording. Look at the top of B.
Oh.
It says Durice BO1. Oh my.
Okay,
God.
never mind.
Wait.
Derice
I'm
is
a
S
little
tier. Okay.
confused, bro. You have
I have.
interesting. You have some interesting decisions here.
Tell us, Shane. Tell us.
You have
Super questionable. Not like a little questionable. Super questionable.
like
Yeah.
super duper questionable.
Yes.
Mob and D and A tier. No, super questionable. I don't know. I mean, it's your own list. I don't really mind. Why is BO3 Origins not an S tier? BO2 is, but why not BO3?
Because BO3 high rounds are just resident sleeper.
Then sleeper.
Resident sleeper. The egg I've always found more enjoyable on the BO2 version. I know BO3 is megas, but
BO3 without megas would be a flop.
Yeah, exactly. Like in order for Origins BO3 egg to be fun, it's got to be megas. If you run classics or no gums, it's like, why are you not?
Classics is pretty cool, actually.
Pardon?
Classics is pretty cool.
Just run BO2 for it.
Why not?
No.
Why don't you want to run the better game?
BO3 is more skillful for the Easter egg. BO3 requires a lot more like optimization and like decision
use your
making and
brain.
stuff.
You use your brain.
Now, even
So
with like
BO2
no
doesn't
gums and
have-
classics, it's just the
No,
Ascent from
Mike.
Darkness.
Mike, us two, literally our first run 6 for no gums. Are you gonna tell me?
Right,
"Oh,
but
I
like,
For-
do an optimization. No.
right, but
Wait.
the people, anything out of like the top 5 are usually not like exceptional runs in the first place.
No, nobody runs no gums, especially 2P
Right.
no gums.
Right,
like-
like Nick, you and I could play it today and get a top 5. Mike and I could play it today and get a top 5.
Yeah, like Nick, I literally left mid game and took a piss, and we still got our sub 50 or whatever it was.
Right, like, would you reconsider moving BO3 Origins to S tier?
No.
No.
Never. Sheesh.
No.
I'm
That's
sorry.
tough.
I don't think it's terrible, but
Yeah.
definitely not.
Nick, how much time do you have on IW maps?
A lot.
You know, a lot.
So I have a lot of experience with eggs because I remember that summer IW was out and like the lead up to Beast from Beyond, I was grinding Easter eggs for XP. So I would like do the Easter egg, invite 3 people, kind of like what like Schmidt is doing now. I would do that when IW was actually like,
Yikes.
yeah, it was a yikes, but yeah, I did it.
All right. I have one final questionable decision, and then we can move on.
Let's see.
How is World at War knocked? Right? How is that on the same level as 5 and Die Rise?
All 3 of those maps are just bringing dog shit.
Bro, don't you ever disrespect
5?
5 like that again, bro. Don't you ever
5
disrespect 5 again.
5 is so shit.
5 is
What's
so
bad about
sick.
5?
I don't care if I'm like
Outside of Wonder Weapon, what's bad about 5?
Yeah.
Casually playing the map layout.
What? That dude.
What's wrong with the map
what?
layout? They have the elevators, the
elevators, they have
teleporters.
to run to, they have to call. The teleporters are very inconsistent because that's like one thing classified change. Like when you look at teleporters,
You put 5 and Classified in the same tier list, though.
I know. Okay, but also Shane, my maps are ordered, unlike yours. So it's like
Oh, yours
C,
are in order.
C, like town is top of C, Nox bottom of C. Like town's a lot better than Noct, but
Right.
Like, same tier.
I don't agree with World at War not being in the same category as BO2 Town. I
Yeah.
don't.
No,
Okay, but
I agree.
the very bottom of C. Okay, I was gonna put it in F, but
That's where it belongs.
Soul's pretty much a World at War player, and Soul's like, no, it's got to be at least C, So
But is
like,
this an
Bro.
objective map or subjective map? I mean, is this a objective or subjective tier list?
Obviously, every tier list is both.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like objectively, Noct is garbage.
This is very subjective. It's also sitting with Soul. We were trying to get close to objective. Not exactly objective, but like close to objective.
Objectively, World at War Doris is great. Like if you take a lot of things into consideration. Like the fact
World at War Reese to BO2 Origins. How?
Well, World at War Reese is the first map with Pack-a-Punch. Like,
okay, quit living in the past. No, I don't care.
Yeah,
right now, Doris is a survival map with like.
But is it fair to say don't live in the past, even though the best maps, the 2 S tier maps on both of our lists, came out Shadows 5 years ago and Origins like
I mean, those are just
8 years ago. Yeah.
7 or 8 years ago. Is that fair?
Okay, like to my purpose. Okay, so like the reason why I say that is like people will like try and take the map from what it was then and then look at like that.
Compare it to now.
Yes, that's.
Oh, it was the first map with Pack-a-Punch. Obviously, in the World of War Doris, yes, Doris was like the best map. I mean, I think looking overall, I think Shino better, but you know, Doris was objectively the best.
Wait, then wouldn't that idea also apply to Ascension and Kino being in the top row of your B tier?
Well, I just think Kino and Ascension are just better than the maps we've gotten.
I mean,
like,
Kino is.
I genuinely think Kino and Ascension is better than Spaceland and 9. I'm not just saying, oh, back in day Kino was really good. No, like right now, if I'd pick between Kino and Spaceland, I'd pick Kino.
Like I like Kino, but 5 is objectively better than Kino. There's a lot of maps below Kino that are objectively.
How?
Dude, Kino has nothing, dude. Kino is literally
is the same thing, but Kino is just like
they both introduced a new wonder weapon, right? The first time we saw T-Gun, first time we saw the Winter Cell or Winter Sphere when you pap it. But like, I think 5 atmospherically is better. I think 5 characters are better. I think the 5 map layout is good until you get to the very bottom floor, because that's when everything gets bad, obviously. I think the Pentagon Thief is a much more interesting boss zombie than Hellhounds.
It's a better. If you were making a map, would you rather have hellhounds or penguins?
Well, I think 5 is their creative map, and I think Kino was their hey, they're gonna enjoy it map.
It's
just
survival
asking.
map. Kino's a survival map with Pack a Punch.
Kino's a casual map in every
Oh, yeah.
essence.
No.
Yes.
I mean, Kino is very, very difficult if you play it.
The high round is
competitively,
obviously
but-
not casual, but like
Right.
it's like the core of the map. Like Kino's casual map. Doris
Kino's casual.
The
Yeah.
first complex map was Ascension.
What?
You don't think 5 is complex at all?
No.
What?
No.
How's 5 not complex?
What's complex about 5? It
Uh,
is literally Kino with like a couple more levels, a different mini boss. That's about it. Don't tell
I
me
think-
Doris
I
and
think
Kino Teleport.
5. I think 5 is more similar to Mob of the Dead than Kino.
What?
What?
How?
Atmospherically, they're both very in depth with it. I think characters are very similar. They
Mhm.
both introduce their own wonder weapon that fits the map. They both have a mid-round boss zombie that fits the map perfectly as well. I think 5 and Mob are more comparable than 5 and Kino.
No.
Kino is
Because-
more comparable to Doris than
Because
5 in
Kino-
every capacity.
I think
5
5's in the middle. I think 5's in the middle, not one way or the other.
I think 5 is much more comparable to Mob rather than Kino.
5, you have the exact same BO1 feeling because they're both the same fucking game.
Right.
Very, very similar, like high on mechanic.
Well, that just falls
same
back
thing.
to them being in the same game.
Oh, I know.
Like outside of just game mechanics, which obviously they're going to be the exact same since they're on the exact same game.
I mean,
I think-
teleporters.
Wait, are you saying Kino and 5 have similar like high round mechanics? Is that what you said?
Well, just because it's on BO1.
But it's not similar
I'm
at.
not saying like strat wise, they're.
I mean, I
Double
guess
trap
they're
strat?
trap.
They're kind of comparable.
Double
Yeah, I
trap
guess
strat
so.
on
Yeah.
5.
Double
Yeah.
double trap on 5, and then on Kino, you either do
Also a
5
double trap.
which is pretty different, or you can
Yeah.
get double trap.
Like, Kino is
Fire
triple
into-
trap, but
Yeah.
yeah, I guess they are
Right.
similar. They're trap strats. It's just the early rounds for Kino are much different than the early rounds for 5.
Right.
Yeah. No, I think Kino and 5 are more comparable than 5 and Mob. I think Mob's just on another
Yeah.
level of complexity. Like, you could go on to
Yeah.
5 and survive without knowing, like, without a guide. But on Mob, you need to know how to turn on all these things with Afterlife, and you need to know how
Right.
to fill up the dogs. Yeah, you might accidentally fill up the dogs, and you need to go know how to get the plane parts, and you have to shock some things. And there's just a lot of stuff that makes it more complicated.
Right.
compared
But
to
like
5.
your average player can't go on to 5 and like unlock Pap easily. Your average
I
player
mean-
going on to 5 would probably get lost on their way to power, actually. The
I mean-
very bottom floor of 5, y'all can't even map that out. Y'all can't even map out the bottom floor of 5.
Isn't it like a pentagon?
Plus or minus, but like, can you name all the rooms? Can you name how many viable doors are down there? How many wall weapons?
If I thought about it, I could, okay? Like what?
Yeah, but Mob is like massive, and there's a lot of
Mob is
yeah.
huge. Mob, I don't know if Mob is large, but it doesn't have a lot of like substance in most areas of it.
yes,
Right? Like
but it's way more complex than 5. I
way
would say.
it's super large. But I don't know. I think I would compare 5 more to Mob than to Kino. I compare Kino more to like Doris in 5 to Mob.
I
But-
think that's weird, but hey, we will agree to this.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine.
All right, and so I bring that up because shit, we have been talking about these tier lists for long.
For hour and a half, brother.
It's time to move to the next topic, which is somewhat on the topic of tier list. We're gonna be talking about just straight up Treyarch zombies versus non-Treyarch,
Mhm.
and I think this is like a a talking point like not many people are talking about because
Right.
we had like a situation like BO3 IW or 2 where like there was like a lot of like zombies burn out because there was just like a lot of zombies. A lot of it like wasn't that good. And then
Right.
you also get Modern Warfare, there wasn't any zombies. break. So it's like we can like time to like talk about like what is better for our community. Like, do we want all these games to have zombies? Do we want all these developers developing zombies? Do we want more zombies content that we already have? Or should it be oh, we should have a year break from zombies. There should be only Treyarch. It kind of just like relies on like your opinion on, the non-Treyarch studios. What do you think of Sledgehammer Zombies? What do you think of Infinity Ward Zombies?
Okay. So I'm gonna say I think we should have zombies from as many different like developers as we can, because I know they all have the potential of making a good game. It's just, are they gonna put the time in to make a good game, or are they gonna come out with a shit game like Treyarch did? Because like Treyarch isn't even doing well anymore. If Treyarch fucked up on BO4 and they also fucked up on Cold War, I would be happy to see another zombies game from Infinity Ward Sledgehammer. Yeah. Like I'd be happy to see that, because Treyarch's already done so much. There's really not, we don't know where they can go with it, because they've already hit their peak. Like BO1, BO2, BO3, BO1, BO2, BO3 are amazing.
BO3 was pinnacle peak.
All of those combined, though, are insane.
But do we think BO3 is like the best thing that can ever happen, or is it just the best thing that's happened so far?
It's probably the best thing that can happen. I think BO3 offers everything for everyone. It offers good Easter eggs. I think it offers high rounds. There's a ton of maps. There's multiple ways to play it. You could do no guns, classics, megas. It's the best visually with mechanics at the same time. Like, I think BO3 is as good as it gets. And evidence being, BO3 is greater than World at War, BO1, and BO2. And so now it's looking like this. And then you have BO4 and Cold War down here. So I think just by nature, BO3 is pinnacle peak.
Yeah, I think it would be very difficult to have another game that's going to be similar to BO3 unless they just copy and paste the mechanics and come out with some new maps. But they're not going to do that, because if they have the same mechanics as an old game, they're going to get shit from the fans about how they're just rehashing stuff over and over. And then if they change the game too much,
they would get shit from you, Mike.
What?
Would they get shit from me?
Yep.
Bro,
I want to bring this up real quick. Mike got ratioed to oblivion on Twitter.
Okay, my ratio isn't that bad.
Remaster BO3, Mike was like, no, they should not rehash old shit and they should make new shit. So Mike's cowering his current point right now, and then motherfucker replied, ratioed by Reaper, the motherfucking specialist. Homie had like 150 likes, Mike had like 10. Homie got
No, I have 61 likes now. I have 61 likes on mine, and he has 361. Yeah, I got 61 likes on it.
So he still has 300 more than you?
Yeah, but okay, if we do proportions, I have 250 followers. He has 44.1k followers. So the percentage of
y'all are getting way too deep about fucking ratios on Twitter, bro.
I think he just cowed. He does have 61. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, no. But back to the question. I think more zombies the merrier. I think that it gives everyone in the content realm more possibilities, right? More maps, more games, the better.
Yes.
I think it's also good for the devs, because devs could steal, get inspired by, take ideas from previous iterations, right? Like I think there's no downside to more zombies. Yes. I think that there was a very weird stretch in there, and I think people don't like more zombies because we went from, what was it? It was AW to BO3 to IW, which are all three diversely, completely different games. So I think people just have that idea in their mouth. And obviously BO3 being the best zombies that we've ever had collectively, it's hard to beat by nature. And if you put anything around it, like, obviously it's not going to win, right? Like if you have Mike, what's the best car to ever exist? Like a Porsche 911?
That's too difficult of a question.
Is that like the pinnacle peak for you? I don't know shit about cars.
No, pick some other top. That's, you can't really.
All right, yo, I'm not relating to Mike. Yo, Nick.
Yeah.
Nick. You remember how Dominic Complexity was back in BO2 and Ghost.
Yep.
Right, bro. You put TK up against it, you put Optic up against it. Like, sure, they're good alone, but like when you compare it to the best thing ever, like it's chalked. It's chalked. You just can't use it.
Yeah.
Like they're still good individually, but like when you compare it to the best ever, like what do you do? You know, just overthrow the best ever.
Okay. I don't know if this relates to zombies, but like Complexity wasn't the best forever. They did get taken. They were overtaken by Optic, Envy.
Multiple years later.
Well, I think that. Well, I mean, that proves that.
This was second half of Ghost. Their team was crumbling.
Yeah, when they made the trades. When they made the trades.
But why did they trade?
I don't know. Why did they trade, Nick?
They need to change everything eventually.
But they probably got bored, bro. They picked up the 3 ring. They picked up the 3 ring.
Bro, I'm telling you, they picked up. He only had 1.
Yeah, but he is a 3 ring now, dog.
We got about zombies, bro.
But yeah, I think that kind of proves that though. Like, at some point, there's going to be something that comes out that's better. So I think one day maybe there will be something similar or better than BO3. Yeah, but will it come from Treyarch? I don't think so. I would
say they're 0 for 3, 0 for 4.
Since
0 for 4. Since BO3, they're 0 for 4.
I think that some other developer, or not Treyarch, I think they have the potential to make something as good or better than BO3, because Treyarch pretty much has used all of their options. They've done so many things in all of their zombies games. But then somebody like, who made IW?
Infinity Ward.
Infinity Ward. They have one zombies game. So they have so much shit they can possibly do.
Second best zombies ever.
Yeah, so they can... There's so much shit they can do, so much potential. Right. Treyarch has done so many things. It's kind of... They're at a spot where everybody loves the old games, and nobody's gonna like the new stuff they do, no matter what. And they've also
the community.
What?
The problem is the community.
I mean,
that's the biggest problem with non-Treyarch zombies. No matter how good or bad it is, everyone turns it down.
Dude, if Treyarch made Infinity or made Infinite Warfare, it would rival BO3.
Yeah, I agree. But everyone looks down upon it because, like, it's Infinity War.
Infinity War, bro. Treyarch fanboys.
Also, when Infinite Warfare was in its prime, Zombies Chronicle came out, and everyone was so hooked on nostalgia.
Yeah.
Right.
That kind of fucked it, I'm sure.
100%.
But also, fuck, I forgot what I was going to say. But I completely forgot what I was going to say.
All right. I still think they're 0 for 4 on trying to beat BO3. Right? Mm-hmm. Like, you had IW, you had World War II, you had BO4, and then now Cold War. Granted, we don't know how Cold War ends. Right? Cold War can go on this crazy streak of giving us Origins and a Shadows and a DE and a GK and a... I don't know, a Spaceland, a Shangri-La. Like they could go on this massive streak in these DLCs to be like the pinnacle peak, but
I don't think so. I think that just the base mechanics are not going to allow that. No matter how good the maps are, I don't think that this game can go anywhere. And I think also the community has turned on Cold War the way the community turned on BO4, the way they turned on non-Treyarch games.
I don't think the community turned on it. It's just, the thing is that we're just at a low. No comment. This is like the stretch we're currently in, and I believe I brought this up on a past episode. The stretch we're in right now is similar to the stretch from like ZNS to GK. ZNS was very underwhelming. And we had to wait I generally think it's underwhelming, but at the time, yeah, it definitely was. And then we had to wait 2.5 months for GK. So if you also look at that gap from like DE to GK, that was like a close to 5.5 month gap.
Yeah, but you also have so many maps that you could play. You could play SOE, the Giant, DE, GK, and ZNS. Yeah, like that's a lot of maps.
I'm just like saying that like the community didn't like chalk BO3 when that happened. It was just oh fuck, what are we gonna do? And I think that's currently what Cold War is in. Not many people have given. I know some people have like I don't think Court is necessarily done. Right now, we're in a oh fuck stage. I
Mhm.
think it all just lies on DLC 1. If DLC 1's good,
Isn't
this
it going to
game's
be a
back on
Kino?
track. What?
Aren't the leaks saying it's going to be Kino?
If it's a fucking remaster, dude, I'm done.
There's no way it's gonna be Kino, dude.
That would be so
When
dumb.
was that?
That would be
I just can't believe those leaks because like, dude, we had leaks that Trans was gonna be the first map 2 years and that never happened. So
I want that.
I wouldn't believe the Kino leak. You want Transit?
I want Transit. Okay, that's the only remaster I will accept. Like,
I think Transit Remaster could be cool.
but also I think that the mechanics are fucked on Cold War, so it's not gonna make a difference.
Transit knocked ray gun camping.
Dude,
Go, we got to the cornfield.
Yikes.
Let's go.
I don't know. I think Transit has potential to maybe be a cool Easter egg and a cool map aesthetically. And I'm sure whatever high round strat it is.
Bro, Bus Route B, where that?
I'll go.
I'm sure whatever high round strat is gonna involve like you sitting next to the ammo box, spamming whatever wonder weapon or the ray gun, and then just buying more ammo. It just, I think Easter egg though. I think that's
I think
the
ammo
biggest
boxes are a good
hope.
idea.
For high rounds, I don't think so. But
I think overall, like you never have to worry about a drop cycle. You never have to worry about having a good gobblegum. You never have to worry about pushing drops like previous games and then potentially not getting them. So you have to do trades. Like you just have ammo.
it makes
I
it so
think-
repetitive though.
Right. But I think having ammo at all times gives more people opportunity. Like how far do you think, I don't know, Zomba's still going for BO1 Ascension. How far do you think Zomba could get if he had unlimited ammo?
How boring would it be if he had unlimited ammo?
Right, but like at that point it becomes a power of wills. Do you have enough willpower to take what's the highest power?
Why would you want
650?
your game to be based on the power of will? No, he's talking about Cold War.
I mean, that's 555?
595 by
595 by Des.
yes.
Yo, Steve's up there on 550. Jeez, bro. Can we talk about how Steve's the best player ever?
No.
Uh,
No.
That's
Like-
not nice.
Cold War, I guess it's like competitive, but like it's not competitive for like the right reasons.
No, it's just crash RNG. Like it is, like Shane said, a battle of willpower. But why you wouldn't want a game to be
not
like
even,
that?
No, right now it's not even like
Oh,
okay,
it's-
part of it's willpower. Right now in Cold War, it's the battle of the crashes. Who
Yeah.
crashes later in their game? Because a ton of players, with how easy it is, a ton of players are capable of
Mhm.
getting around 500 plus. It's just
Yeah.
when are you gonna crash? It's not like the old games where it's like when are you gonna die or when are you gonna hit reset? You know?
Yeah. But
That's super fun. But like this where it's like, hope I don't blue screen. Pew pew. Like
But if they eliminated the crashes, this would definitely be a battle of willpower.
Willpower.
And that's just not, it's just not a good base for a game. There's just no skill in the high rounds. It's whoever wants to play longer. There's no fun in that. It's just boring, man. There's no replayability.
Probably
at
the
all.
highest run ever will be on that game.
I mean, if they're ever gonna fix their shit, who knows?
dude, if
Why would they?
fix the crashing, we could see 1024. No doubt about it.
Do you think that's the max? Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the max in BO4. Why would that not be the max in this game? They all
Different mechanics.
commented. Well, not necessarily mechanics. I will say it is a completely different engine, but
Mhm.
Right.
with that, I don't know.
Didn't they pull
I
from BO3 and Modern Warfare?
I mean, it's like the Modern Warfare. I don't know what like they pulled like from for the engine. I would imagine it's BO4 because why would you take the BO3 engine? I like BO3
BO3 is a better game.
Well, yeah, but like it's not like BO3 mechanics. Like we're
It's
just
a
like
more
talking,
popular game.
like function of the game. Like oh, the game caps at 2v5, which it doesn't. That means they didn't pull from BO3. My bet is they pulled from BO4. They took a part of like the BO4 engine. The max round is 1020, which that was the max round of BO4. So yeah,
I would think it would be
bet
higher.
1004.
I mean 1024 and BO4, think of how many zombies that is, how many
Yeah.
kills, how much time that is. 1024 in Cold War will be nothing compared to that. So I would think that because there's so many less zombies and so much less time that possibly you could go past that. Like the game could. Do you think maybe there was the 1024 cap because the game probably couldn't handle it past then, or?
Well, that's probably what it is. It's like the same thing with the 255 cap on 3. The
Mhm.
game just can't handle it because of the 8-bit system. So
Well,
they
it
probably
could though.
Do you think that
Hmm.
is Cold War gonna be out on PS5, or is that next year's COD?
What? It's
What?
out on PS5 now, Shane.
Yeah.
So since PS5 has better components, do you think that would give more opportunity to go further? Because
They're-
like if you compare old gen BO3 to like old gen BO3 to like old gen BO3, basically PS3 to PS4 BO3 Shadows, like that's a massive leap in difference.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that would give the PS5 more opportunity to get further with less crashes, with less errors?
You would
And
think so, but aren't they crashing a lot on PS5?
Well, right now it's crashing because brand new console.
Right, and stability
But
issues.
once everything's optimized, yes, and
Mm-hmm.
that's just looking at history. BO3, it was better to high on PS4. BO4 is better high on PS4 because the game is obviously really optimized for PlayStation, considering exclusivity, consoles, all that. So yes, 100% we'll get to a point where PS5 is going to be the best console to high around Cold War.
Well, I think the comparison that Shane was doing isn't necessarily accurate because it's like BO3 on
PS3,
PS3
Xbox
and Xbox.
360.
That's not really a full game. It's barely like it's playable, but it's
Right.
not the full game. It's cut down so much. Didn't even have DLC past Dreisendrach. So,
Isn't that
but
crazy?
the full game is on PS4 for Cold War. So,
Right.
but yeah, I do think that having a new console like the PS5 would allow for like a higher max around and it could handle more, but it's just not stable at all right now.
Not yet. It's crazy.
Yeah, are they even
Crazy.
working on it? Have they acknowledged that people are crashing all the time?
With the PS5 instability.
I mean, in general, with Cold War.
Probably.
They haven't talked about it, man. You look at their Reddit, their blog posts. They haven't talked about it.
It's also hard as like a massive company that relies on teamwork right now, right? Like COVID hitting probably hit them very hard, right? Like they work in massive teams that have to sit together and work on ideas together and combine their work together. And it's just probably substantially harder to do that over an email compared to scooting back. Hey, Nick, what's good, dog? You want to combine these yet? No, you need 2 days? Sick. Right? Like that's much easier to do in person, and with them probably not working in person and them working from home, like it sucks working from home,
Yeah.
right? Like you don't get your same social life, you don't get your same level of freedom, you don't get to experience the same things. Everything's just harder. So like I sort of am sympathetic and sort of give them a slight pass for things being slow and for things being delayed and for things not being perfect yet. And like the game's been out, when did it release? February 13th, 19th?
What?
Well,
Cold War?
Yeah.
November 13th.
Oh wait, I said February, didn't I? My bad.
Yeah.
I'm in November, bro. My bad. I'm in November.
DLC is February.
February like 26th. Dude, there's still a month and a half until
Oh my
DLC 1, by the
God.
way. By the way. That's the straw that broke the camel's back.
Is
by
that
the way.
released for everything right there, or is it
Yeah.
just for PlayStation on that?
All
Okay.
platforms. Bro, Onslaught was a joke.
I heard it's fun.
I heard the exact opposite multiple times.
Really?
Onslaught blows.
Oh, I heard it from somebody that doesn't really play zombies that much, I guess. It's probably fun for people who play multiplayer, but
It's multiplayer maps with zombies and you just chase around an orb.
Yeah.
Onslaught blows. That is a fucking joke for content. So we've been sitting here bashing Treyarch. So
I'm bashing Treyarch. Being objective about it.
Yeah, objectively bashing Treyarch, should we say?
Yes.
I mean, if you like, you have you have one of the biggest budgets in gaming history, and your game makes the most profit yearly. Like you're the best selling franchise ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like you should have a higher level of standard than what was produced this year.
Correct.
You have 6 maps at launch. Granted, COVID probably put a massive dagger into it, right? Like working alone is super tough when you're trying to create a multi-billion-dollar game, but like you still have a giant team. You still had multiple months. You still had you're a multi-billion-dollar company. You have infrastructure like no other, right?
Yeah.
Like they're here. We need them like up there.
Yeah, I mean, even if the game didn't look as good and they just made it stable, I'm sure people would be much happier than just crashing every time they get into the 300s plus.
That crazy.
Yeah.
It's just
All right.
depressing.
All right, next topic, Nick. Lead us
Well, I
in.
mean, well, so I wanna just wrap up the topic. So we're all in agreement that Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer should be making
Yes.
100%.
100%.
More
And
content, the better.
And I think that they have the potential to make a game that is maybe not as good as BO3, but in that like S tier of zombies. I think
will rival the game.
Yeah, they have the best chance because Treyarch probably is out of ideas and they're just not on a good roll right now. So I'm hoping that within the next few years, maybe we'll see something good from Sledgehammer or Infinity Ward, zombies wise.
Sheesh, y'all plan on playing for the next few years? Sheesh.
I mean, I'm gonna be playing BO1 hopefully still, but
I mean, that's like the biggest thing with like these studios is like having all these zombies games. I mean, that just leaves out.
You cut
cut
off.
out.
These studios producing zombies leads to zombies burnout. Really bad.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, so it's like the reason why I say that is because that period of BO3, IW, War 2, like IW was super low. Like there was like nobody playing zombies. Same thing with War 2. Nobody was playing, nobody was watching.
Right, but that's a community's fault.
Like the period we're in right now. Yeah. But I mean, but that's like also you could say, I mean, I think in IW's situation, that was just unfortunate. Like
yeah, bro. If IW came out this year, oh my goodness.
Oh man.
It was so great.
But like War 2, I don't War 2. I think it's shit.
Really?
What?
I enjoy World War II.
World War 2 zombies, not fucking multiplayer.
Right, World War II zombies is pretty cool.
World War II zombies is probably one of the best looking zombies games. It's beautiful, dude.
Bro, their theme of trying to do scary things was pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's pretty interesting too. Like their level of creativity was allowed. Treyarch can't be creative anymore.
Yeah,
but World War II's creativity is good. All the different special zombies, dude. The wonder weapons.
Weird.
Good, dude. It's in the storyline. Like, hey, Nazi experiments. Like, this is what they came up with. Mary Chrysler. It was World War II.
Yeah, and
like they intentionally wanted things to be weird and gritty and dark and scary. Like that was their plan.
But there's only so much you can do with the scary. Like your first time playing a map, yeah, it can be scary. Your 50th time playing the map, is that scary?
It's not scary,
that's the same argument I tried to give you about Mob's Easter egg.
Oh, yeah, no, and I totally agree.
And I agree with you now. Like, no, maps are not scary.
Yeah. So like,
but like, what makes something scary? Most scary movies rely on jump scares. Most scary movies rely on
do like jump scares. Do you remember Final Reich? You're turning on power. There's a jump scare. First time, shit. Second time, where's the jump scare? Where's the jump scare? Like,
but the scariness isn't the thing that makes the maps good or the game good. It's like
the creativity.
It's a different feeling. It has a scary feeling. It doesn't mean that you're scared when you're playing it, but it is dark and gritty, like Shane said, and that makes it feel more fresh and unique.
Well, that's my critique with World War II. Is like, I don't think they were necessarily trying to focus on like actual gameplay. Like they're more so focusing on like story and like like jump scares and shit. Which
Still more than what Cold War has. Cold War has no story in
I'd
their
rather
jump
play
scare
Team
out of
Machine
the
over
ray
every
gun.
map.
The ray gun jump
No,
scare,
bro,
bro.
like,
That's chalk.
they didn't like prioritize that, and like also the fucking lead up the core. They're like, oh guys, we hid some jump scares in our new zombies experience. Like fucking Sledgehammer was like, oh guys, it's gonna be horrible jump scares. Like it's gonna be so cool.
Can you put some respect on them, please? Thank you.
No.
No, and at least
them kids,
World
bro.
War II had 2 maps at launch. It had Groston House and Final Wreck, and I know
Groston House.
Groston House is sick.
You're gonna talk about like
dude.
Hugger or some shit, bro. Fuck Groston
I played
House,
Groston House yesterday. I did.
and it's shit.
It's great. Okay, I'd rather have Groston House and Final
Yo,
Wreck. I would
next
rather have
topic.
instead of
Next.
D Machine. Any day, I would take those over it.
Yeah, well, Grushin House has more content on it than Dive Machine.
All right.
Getting had bad, bro.
All right, y'all gotta chill. All right, so
Are we
next
wrong?
topic, and I mean, is this like a top? You know, we'll go into it. So Shane's favorite thing is toxicity in zombie community.
Oh, my favorite thing is toxicity, bro.
His favorite, and then we'll also use this as something else for Shane.
Mhm.
But Shane,
Yes.
what are your thoughts about the toxicity?
I think COD is just known as a toxic game overall, and I think that it just continues on. It extends to zombies because the COD fan base is typically young, and you know how young kids are, especially on the internet. They try to be edgy and different and unique. I think that there's a big stigma that BO1 players are the most toxic, and I think that's factual. Yes, Mike. Why are you laughing?
Because it's funny.
I want to
It's
give
true.
some background on this for people. So the reason why we bring this up is because the toxicity in the zombies community and like all different parts of it is like really big thing. Some people notice it more than others, but like definitely between like us three, we have like definitely experienced it.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
we want to talk about it a little bit because it's really fucking strange, and it's very different to your normal toxicity in other gaming communities.
Bro, it's bad for everyone. Like,
Yes, it doesn't matter.
like if you look at it from an outside perspective, oh my goodness, yo, they play zombies every day, yo, everyone's so cool. And then you look at everyone's Twitter and there's an N word here, there's an R word there, there's an everything everywhere. There's this person talking shit about that person subtweeting them. Like from an outside's perspective, it's bad. You don't want to be a part of it. And so now you're limiting the new people that come in. And when you're inside of it and you experience all this toxicity all day, every day, like it's going to rub off on you and you're going to become a level of a bad person, probably. It's happened to some that we know, it's happened to others. And some people have shied away from it, right? Like Nick's still a good guy. I would like to say I'm a cool guy. Mike's a cool guy, right? Like, but we're also older. Like Nick and I are older than most people, right? Like, there's 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds and 14-year-olds that play and that stream and like it's just chalked, bro. It's chalked. Like zombie toxicity all around, right? Like everyone just shits on each other. There's a massive divide between egg speedrunners and round-based speedrunners.
Mm-hmm.
For no reason, you're doing the same thing. Hey, I have an objective of completing this one task on this map in the fastest time possible, and this other person has the exact same objective of completing this objective as fast as humanly possible too, and it applies for them both. And they're like, "Nah, fuck them kids."
Yeah,
And
I
it's
think
vice versa.
I think that's the stupidest shit ever, man. I don't know why Easter egg speedrunners and high rounders can't just like respect each other. Like, who cares? They're doing something different. Maybe you don't like it, but you don't need to be a bitch about it.
Right.
But I think that's
everyone thought that way.
Everyone wants to fight on Twitter and Twitch chat. It's so weird.
Bro,
But
until N-word gets dropped, bro.
I don't think it's as toxic as like you guys say it is, though. Like, if you go into, let's say, a BO1 player's chat, like a more known BO1 player, let's say you go in like Sluya's chat or Furret or something.
See, but they speak French, bro.
They speak
Wasn't
English.
Sluya just banned for a slur?
He
2 weeks ago.
He jokingly called his friend gay, which like it's not great, but
you shouldn't use gay as a term to describe bad things, though.
I agree.
Right. So like using your own example of a person that's known in the BO1 community, like using a slur within the past month. I mean, it's not looking too hot.
Yeah, but
it shows like Krups.
What?
You could have shows like Krups.
No, I'm saying in chat. Like I'm saying in chat. Yeah, people like
toxic as fuck.
People being mean to their friends. Like, yeah, you shouldn't use gay as an insult, but that's just that happens with all friends. Like, you're gonna be a dick to your friends, and I don't think that's toxic.
Right, but, like Nick and I were playing CS last night, bro. Nick and I we were joking around. We were being toxic. We just weren't using fucked up slurs.
Yeah, but like if you look in their chat, it's generally not toxic. Usually, it's pretty chill. But then you'll get into those times where there's some argument going on in the community. And this does happen a lot. But like there's some question in the community. Like, is fast ray legit? And for people who don't know, fast ray is a way of shooting your ray gun that makes it shoot way faster than it's supposed to be shot. Some people are for it. Some people are against it. And there's been a lot of controversy regarding that. And little issues like that, which are like super not important, they cause people to like hate each other, and they literally hate each other. They'll block each other, call them like slurs and stuff, just because they think that this one part of a little game is legit or not.
Been in the game for a decade.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy with that. But
yeah, and like from the outside, would you want to join that community?
I mean, you wouldn't really see that if you were not a part of the community and you just wanted to come and watch some zombies. You wouldn't really know.
No, but that's like the thing. These same people are
in the chats doing it.
Casuals, just showing them for everything like they do in the game, everything they say about the game, just fucking everything. Which is that's like not something you should do to a casual. If you care about the community, you try and build them up. If you weren't a fucking asshole, just don't say anything.
Right.
But you could go down the fucking toxic route of, oh, you're fucking shit. Your highest round is only like this. You're slow.
Right.
But do you get that in your chat, Nick?
And you say like 3 different like offensive terms in that fucking message.
But do you get that in your chat, Nick? Like, do you really have people coming in there constantly telling you that you're so shit, or are they just memeing you?
Okay, to me directly, like, yeah, a little bit. I don't.
Bro, they're insta-banned.
Yeah,
they're insta-banned. Like, I don't allow that.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I'm not gonna name drop anyone, but like, we know who I'm referencing, right? Like they were being toxic in chat, so I blocked them, and then they immediately went to Twitter and they got other individuals involved that had no reason to be involved, and I was called the R word 3 different times. Like,
they want a reaction from you, though. Like, that's something you're gonna find in all communities. Like, people are gonna give you shit, but
people always look for reactions like little trolls. But from the outside, you're a little Timmy. You just turned on the Big Mike 24. You just turned on NicZombies, and you see the Big Mike going for a Darius 30. So you're like, oh, I'm gonna go for a Darius 30.
Okay.
And you have 4 people running in there talking shit, giving you slurs, just degrading you constantly. Like that's not them looking for a reaction. That's them as people.
Yeah, right? It is annoying. It is annoying.
Like, in person, they're not walking up to their boss doing shit like that. They're not walking up to their parents doing shit like that.
To a single person on the street.
Yeah, dude, can you imagine any of them doing that to any actual person on the planet? No, it's because the community is toxic. It's because that's just who they are.
But you can generally shape your chat to avoid that.
Exactly.
Like, there's a lot of people in the community that are assholes, but there's a lot of people in the community that are super, super nice people. Yeah. So it's like, I think
The
it's like
older
this in
category
every
are the nice ones typically.
the what?
The older category.
Like older people that are playing, like not
Yeah.
like immature
Like
young.
like Sluya, or yeah, like Sluya's pretty nice. He's always been nice to me. Fert's always been nice to me
Mm-hmm.
compared to X people on Twitter.
No, yeah, I guess it's a lot of the small name people. A lot of the small name people do exhibit some like traits of toxicity, but then there's the big people that generally want to help you. Like if I went into Furret's chat, asked him a question about what he's doing, he would give me a nice honest answer and want to help me. So but yeah, I don't know if we could say like the zombies community as a whole is toxic, because I think the good outweighs the bad, but the bad is pretty bad, if that makes sense.
The bad gets real bad.
But the good also is really good, though. Like I have like my best friends on the internet are from the zombies community, like us. Like I'm friends with Nick. I talk to Nick like every day, and I met him through zombies. And I became a part of the BO1 community, and like even though a lot of them give me shit for being slow, like I'm in that little community and we're chill, you know? We all give each other shit. But but is the toxicity too much?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. What's the point in just shitting on everyone constantly?
I don't understand. I really don't.
Right. Like,
and if you're doing it for attention, you're attention seeking like that. Like that's just so
right. Like,
what are you doing?
Like some of the nicest people, like Furret has stopped his game to explain something to me before. Isn't that weird? And he would do the same for you guys, and he would do the same for everyone else.
Yeah.
But like, if you ask, I don't know, insert toxic name here, like why they're doing that, like just be like, are you fucking dumb? Do you not know what you're doing? Do you not know how to play this fucking game? Like, it's just weird, bro.
That's usually people in chat, though. I would say usually it's not the streamer that's doing that. Like I don't think I've been in many streams. Have you been in many streams where the streamer is just an asshole to you?
Yeah, dude. So I'm known for eggs, right? Like,
correct.
Like people know me as the SOE or the Origins player. So like, I would like to learn things like I want to learn why high rounds are done in the specific way they are. I want to know like why that's the strat, who found it, when, are you doing anything to optimize it?
Yeah.
Right. Like, are you doing anything different, dude? Do you know how many times I've been like told to get the fuck out of there because I'm a dumb egg runner and I don't know what I'm doing or talking about, bro? Like, I'm just asking questions, dog. Like,
no, I'm actually curious.
No,
who can you like whose stream? Name drop.
Shit, I'm name dropping tonight.
I want context.
So like before the thing on Twitter, I was the SOE. I went in there because like I don't know any SOE high rounders. The only high rounder like I have connection to is like you, Nick, and like Taco. Like those are the three guys I could hit up whenever. Like I can hit up Mikey because Mikey knows anything. But like going to someone who's live playing it, who I could learn from in a live setting, like, bro, they're just weird. They're just weird sometimes.
Do you think some of this toxicity is due to like I'm sure you shit on high rounds sometimes. Like I think I've heard you say stuff like, oh, high rounding's like running in circles.
No, I've never said high rounding is running in circles.
Really?
I said I think high rounding is boring.
Okay.
Because the high round experiencing I have for myself came from old games, but from like new games, I've watched you and Nick both run in a banana for 140 hours, bro. Like, it's boring to me. Now, granted, I wasn't there every second of every game of every stream, obviously, but like for the most part, I was there for probably like what 20 hours, 25 hours.
Sure, yeah. But
and that's one of the only insights I have for this game's high rounding, right? Like I can't really talk to KXG a lot, right? Like KXG doesn't really talk on his mic a lot. Taco is from Australia. I don't get to catch most Taco streams.
Yeah.
And like, so the only insight I have is from like you guys or some random person I've never seen or met before.
Yeah.
So like whenever I ventured out, I was like, well, fuck these guys, bro. Like what?
It just makes you not want to venture out.
Yeah. Kind of like it's like a loop of shit. Like you
Right.
want to learn, and then they shit on you, and then you don't like them, they don't like you, and then it'll
Right.
just you're just gonna stay in your bubble, and you're gonna meet more people that don't like that other bubble, and it just kind of builds
Right.
tension.
Well, like I'm okay with everyone, right? Like Taco and I are friends, right? Like I
Mhm.
was doing a 70 speed run with Taco and Mikey.
Yeah.
I like Nick and I did a Cold War 45, bro, because we're cracked. Don't talk about it, Nick. Don't you smile
That was
about
terrible. I was watching that. That was a disappointing
Don't even
performance.
talk about it, bro. Don't even talk about it moving forward. Like, I'm sure if I asked Mike, I was like, yo, Mike, you want to teach me, I don't know, BO2 transit? Like, he would teach me.
I would
Or
not
if-
know that. I don't
Yeah,
know. That,
you
I
would
don't,
definitely teach me.
I
You
don't
would
know how to
definitely
pack
teach
a
me.
punch on transit.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You're so bad.
I've never
Bro,
packed a
you
punch
just
on
set down
transit.
the little turbine.
I've never done
Yeah,
it
get the
before.
bat, bro. Okay, if I asked Mitch, if I was like, yo, Mitch, teach me how to high round on transit, Mitch would be like, oh yeah, Shane, of course.
Yeah.
So like the ones that I know that are cool that I mess with, yeah, they're fine, but like everyone else is always given like a bad taste. Oh, same with Chief. Shout out Chief. I like Chief. Chief would always help me.
Yeah.
But like outside of that, like
I think that kind of gets into like the difference between content creators and high rounders, because a lot of the people you're talking about are a mix of
strictly
content
high
creators.
rounders.
Yeah.
And the people that I know that I like are usually more content driven.
Because
Right, like
high
Capo.
rounders, yeah, some high rounders are nice and they want to help you. Like
You, Nick,
Furret.
Mitch.
No,
Simon.
I'm not. We're content creators. I'm gonna say like purely high rounders.
Like Simon, Krups, Chief.
Yes, like Furret is more high rounder than content creator, but he's nice and he'll answer your questions. But I don't think
Right.
I can blame somebody who simply uses Twitch as a way to record their gameplay for not wanting to answer your question. Like it is a nice thing to do to answer it.
Right.
But if you really just want to record your gameplay and that's all you're streaming for, I can understand. But you don't need to be a
Right.
dick about it either. You don't.
Right.
need
You
to be
can
a
just
dick
literally
about it.
just ignore me.
Yeah. Just don't
Just
read
ignore
chat.
You can put it in your title. You're like obligated to have a title. Hey, not reading chat.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's things you could do rather than just being an asshole about everything.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people are just a little bit salty, but
Quite a
but
few.
no, I've been annoyed by questions before, and I'm sure I've been a dick.
Right.
But like,
I mean, we all have. Like we're
like-
humans. We have bad days.
yeah, like playing Ascension, being asked every fucking day, how do you deal with monkeys?
How do you deal with monkeys, Mr. Streamer Man?
Oh, dude, that was just I don't understand. I just
Bro,
told
you
them I
shoot 'em
kill
with
the
your
monkeys.
T-gun and
I
you
sh-
use the fire trap.
I shoot the monkeys with the T-gun. That's what I would tell them every time.
Bro, people would ask me, how do you do, like, you guys know the third tombstone shot on Origins, right?
Yeah.
They stand at the mount. Yeah.
The one across
I
the
get
map.
asked that every time I played. And I was like, you just aim in and you shoot it.
Yeah, like, you can
like-
show them, but you can't really explain it. Like,
Right. Like, I have the muscle memory for it. Right.
Mhm.
Like if there's a robot foot in the way, because Gen 3 foot's in the way, like I still hit it every time. It's
Mhm.
because I've done it for what, a month and a half, 2 months, 3 maybe.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, I can understand both perspectives from this toxicity thing. I know a lot of the dudes in the community like to make fun of people, and I know a lot of people that don't like getting shit in their chat, and I can understand that too. But we just need to find I think if you like shitting on people and a streamer doesn't like getting crap, then just stay away.
Right.
I think you just need to find a community that you're compatible in, and then
and instead of being an asshole, just be a better person.
yeah.
Like don't go find more assholes.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Be a better person.
Be trying to split. We should be trying to be a community.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Not fucking
Easter egg
two-
speedrunners could learn a lot from high rounders, and the high rounders can learn a lot from egg runners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially like especially on maps that like require you to do part of the egg.
Yeah.
Like SOE, like would you trust a high rounder or acid to get the sword done faster?
Acid.
You trust acid. You would trust acid 100% of the time, right?
Yeah.
Like we can learn things from each other. Or like the fastest spawns, you'd probably trust a high rounder because they dive into spawns and hordes per minute. Like you, I don't know. There's a weird divide because it's honestly because of toxicity and because I feel like people just don't respect each other's accomplishments.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know.
Everyone always tries to like downplay each other as if like a
right.
oh, I'm better kind of thing, which is
Right.
like, yeah, I mean, you can be a better zombies player, but in the current state of zombies, what is being a better zombies player gonna really do?
Right.
Yeah.
Like no one's coming to your chat because you're the most absolutely cracked, I don't know, insert map here high rounder. Like unless you're on the craziest world record, like
Yeah.
Like Cookie when he got the Rev Megas had one person in his chat
Yeah.
25 minutes into the run. Right? Like
That's crazy.
That's crazy. His blow up was awesome. I'm so proud of him.
Mm-hmm.
But like unless you're doing something insane, like there's no, I don't know. It's weird.
No, there's just some people out there that have an issue with positivity, and I don't get it. Like I was talking
Bro, they just hate
to
their own existence. That's what it comes down to.
yeah, I was talking to Stealth about it, and I was like, "Oh, there's a bunch of people that don't like me because I'm slow," and he's like,
shout
"No,
out Stealth.
Stealth is a homie, super chill
shout
guy.
out Stealth. He would help anyone with anything. Shout
Yeah.
out Stealth.
Shout out.
I forgot about him. My bad.
But
That's the Raven Redwoods king.
He was like, no, that's not why they don't like you. They don't like you because you're positive. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, but why? Why would somebody not like somebody that's being nice to them? Like if you come to my chat, I'm gonna greet you. I'm gonna ask you how you're doing. Strike up a conversation. You ask me a question, I'll answer it. Like, what is there not to like? Like, do you want attention? Do you want to be unique? Do you want to be a rebel?
I think it comes down to the community they go to. Right, like you usually find people that are similar to you, right? Like Nick and I were best friends because we both like competitive gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And we both played zombies. Mike and I were friends because we both played zombies and we're both pretty positive people.
Yeah.
And like we both know how to have a conversation. We both know how to talk to people. But like people that don't know how to do that aren't functioning adults, that don't know how to treat other people, like they usually flock together as well. And they just continue down the spiral of, hey, I'm a bad person. You're a bad person. And they continue it.
Do you think these people are taking like their IRL problems and like
100%?
Yeah, they're probably
you don't go out and hate everyone for everything unless you have your own level of insecurities on the inside that you're trying to project outward.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but
you need to just get help. You need to get help. Whatever that means to them, medicine, therapy, a new hobby, dropping toxic friends, like whatever it is, they need to like figure it out. Because like you can't do that in real life. Like that's just not one thing you do.
That's not gonna work. And trying to get a job.
Right, like can't get a job and be like, yo, fuck you, you're bad at everything in your job interview, bro. Like it's shocked. Yeah. You just can't.
You can't tell your coworkers that they fucking suck just because you dislike them. No, you got to keep your mouth shut about it.
You can't call them the N-word or the R-word every 2 seconds because you think it's funny or because your friends online thought it was a cool idea. Like, no, like it's not what you could do. People don't understand it. And like, granted, they're usually young, usually in high school. They got a lot of hormones and they're freaking out about shit. But like, be better. Just be better. Be better. It's not hard.
Yeah,
it's pretty easy to be a nice person.
Yeah, sometimes I don't get it. Like I got my 255 on Ascension, and as soon as I got my 255 on Ascension, I go on Twitter and like I see like I'm getting shit for it for being slow, which like I don't care. Like you can call me slow all you want, but the fact that somebody like who I don't even talk to like actually tweets about me saying
Yup.
I'm slow. It's kind of interesting. It is very like unprovoked hate,
Right.
and the fact like yes, I played a Ascension game quite slowly, but does that really
It's
affect
it's
you?
still world record. Still world
World
record.
record, but
Still world record, I guess. Like, I don't know.
yeah.
People are just weird, man. They just can't accept others. So what they do is they force people to be exactly like them. It's weird.
Yeah, but
That's the weird mindset.
but I've seen some people that are toxic sometimes be nice at other times, and it's so weird.
It's because they're fake.
Yeah.
It's because they're fake. Because they know around one set of friends, they're allowed to be an asshole. But they know around a different set of friends, like, that's not going to fly.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, if you or Nick were being an asshole, I'd be like, yo, hey, being a fucking asshole, stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, like, you guys could go to a different friend group and be assholes, and they'd accept it, and they would encourage it. But, like, other people just won't allow it.
So what can we... So I know what I've done about it. Like, what can we do about toxicity? Because in my chat, I think I've tried to limit it by the mods that I pick and the VIPs that I pick, they tend to be relatively positive people. I want them to set like a good example for other people in chat. And like, I've always tried to be a nice person, answering questions, not be an asshole to my viewers. And I think if the streamer is promoting that and letting people know that like being an asshole is not tolerated, you know, like I think you can get that out of your community. But what can we do as a community, like as a whole, to get it out? Because I don't have it in my chat. Like Shane, you ban people, you don't have it in your chat.
Yeah, I don't fucking allow nonsense.
But how do we get this out of the whole community? And
can't.
is it possible?
We can't.
Yeah.
There's always going to be toxic people.
Mm-hmm.
And the birds of the same feather flock together. So they're always going to connect. And you're always going to have someone new that comes in, right? Like, who's the most recent Zombies creator that's like popped off? Like Jay-Z? Jay-Z?
Yeah, probably.
Like Jay-Z.
Well, define popped off. Do you like just in the small Zombies community? Or like actually big?
He's not Lex. He's not Noah J. But like we all know who Jay-Z is, right? Like I said Jay-Z, you know Jay-Z, you know Jay-Z.
Yeah, he's very new, but we know him, yeah.
Right. So like we're always gonna have a new filter of people that come through. Mm-hmm. It starts with Cold War. Super like a ton of people came through in Cold War.
Yeah.
Where I met some of my friends now. But like we're always gonna have this cycle of people that come through, and everyone has a different opinion. Everyone is a little bit toxic. Everyone is a little this, a little that. Mm-hmm. So like we're always gonna have that, and we're always gonna have toxicity by nature of that, and there's just no way to avoid it, especially because we're online.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like we've all said some fucked up shit. We've all been there, right? We're humans. We've all said some mean things, and online you're allowed to do it behind a barrier, right? You could block people, you could ban people, you could ban certain words, certain phrases, like you could get things you don't want away from you to allow you to live inside your bubble. So I think there's no way to get over it or get around it. If people are willing to literally hate one another and not talk to each other ever again and talk shit constantly over Fast Ray, a mechanic that's in the game that's been there for a decade. Like what can you expect out of people?
Yeah. Well, I at least hope that in the future, maybe instead of being so hostile to people that have a different opinion than you, like this applies to real life, but like maybe you can just come to an understanding, but just I think that end of the community, like toxicity wise, we can improve. Like people won't want to kill each other over Fast Ray or whatever the next issue is. But I think the individual toxic people, that's not going to change. There's always going to be people that are assholes. But I hope as we move forward with the Zombies community, we can not take these little issues in such a small game that's not even in real life, like, and not
so serious.
Yeah. Like, okay,
Right.
I disagree with this mechanic. I agree with it. All right, I'm gonna use it. You're not. That's okay. Not
Right.
fuck you. I'm gonna block you. You're an R word. You're stupid. You never should have been born. Go
Right.
KYS yourself.
Like
Like,
Nick and I disagreed about our map lists, and you had
Mhm.
some disagreements.
yeah,
We're still talking. We don't hate each other.
yeah.
We're not going to go subtweet each other on Twitter and call each other the N word and the R word and fucking hate each other forever. No, like,
Yeah.
but like we're also the older ones and the more mature ones and the ones that like have real life experiences. Right? Like we went to college. You can't talk to people how VO1 and VO3 and VO2 players talk to each other in
Yeah.
person. Like you just can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tough and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's ever gonna get over it. Like I doubt it. I really doubt it. Especially since by nature we're already so divided. Because like Fortnite has toxicity, but like Fortnite is one game.
Yeah.
And there's only one way to play Fortnite, right?
Mhm.
Like you kill people and you build.
Yeah.
But like in COD Zombies, you have World at War, BO1, BO2, BO3, IW, AW, Cold War, World War II. Am I missing anything?
BO4.
BO4. BO4. Like by nature, we're separated through those categories. And
Yes.
then it's, are you an egg speedrunner? Are you a high rounder? Are you a like round based speedrunner? Or was it
Casual.
Cold War? Are you an exfil speedrunner?
Mm-hmm.
Like by nature, we're already so separated from one another. Like there's never any crossover. Like so, I think by nature we're always gonna have it, and it's always gonna be here. And it fucking sucks. It's one of the
Yeah.
reasons why everyone's leaving. It's why everyone's left.
And we will use that as a transitioning point.
You're welcome, Nick. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Set
Thank
you
you.
up,
Nick's been
baby. I'll set you up.
waiting. Nick's been
Yeah.
waiting for this.
Yeah.
I've been waiting. All right. So recently, Shane has, we will say, left the zombie community
Rest in
alongside
peace.
some others. So, Shane,
Dude, everyone has.
why did you leave the zombies community?
There's a few reasons. I think ultimately just doing the same thing every day, I get bored of. I get really bored of it.
Mhm.
And I'm much more creative than I was able to express in zombies. Like my name is ShanesCreations, not ShaneZombies. Right? Like no, Nick. Okay, it was partially a joke.
No,
It was
I know.
but like
That's
like
like not even why that's my name, but
no, I mean it's a joke. But like ShanesCreation was a channel that was built around me and my creativity and what I could build and what I could do and what I could compromise and
Mhm.
such. And I felt like with zombies, I didn't get that satisfaction. And like there's other things that went into it, right? Like watching Yoma leave and watching Mitch leave and Patrice or the Smith Plays or Hoppo and Acid taking a break. Like watching all of that, like Mitch seems happier. Yoma seems happier. Like Patrick is gonna go do great things and he's gonna be much happier, right?
Mhm.
Like so I think it was a multitude of things, right? Like me not being able to be creative. The games, fucking stale, bro. Staler than some bread. Dude, Cold War's not gonna have another zombies map for a month and a half.
Yeah.
It's been a couple months already. Like
it's been 2
and then-
months.
sheesh. Like
Oh.
like there's just a lot that goes into it, right? Like toxicity is never cool. Why would I want that in my life?
Mhm.
Why would I want to do the same thing over and over again every day in my life? Like I don't, and I was tired of it. So I was like, yo, it's time for change and it's time to be great and it's time to do other things. So I think that's why it's really weird having most of your friends in zombies
Mhm.
that because you're like forced to go back, right? Like Mikey's probably one of my closest friends.
Mhm.
Like I'm in Mikey's chat all the time, he's mine. So like you'll see me still around zombies, but like it's weird. It's weird. Because
So you
like
still
I
enjoy
despise
watching
the
it?
game. No,
No?
I'm there to strictly support my friends. I have zero desire to watch Mikey reset on Origins or on GK, and I
Mhm.
don't want to watch anyone reset on Cold War. Just I don't want to watch you guys do things on BO3. However, we're friends and I'm supportive and I want to help you guys along this adventure that we're all in. But like, no, I don't really care for zombies,
Okay.
specifically for Call of Duty.
And has this been going on in your mind for a while and you've been suppressing it?
Oh,
Because this
dude,
seems like
forever.
Yeah.
I hated getting up and streaming every day the same shit. But it was free viewership. It was super easy viewership. Like it was super easy. Like I was close to partner off of it. Like it was super easy to just do it because I was better than most people at it. And it was something people could have expected. And like it was a weird addiction, sort of. And yeah, I hated getting on for like 2 or 3 months. I hated it because BO3 every day for a year drive anyone insane.
Yeah.
Literally anyone. And like when you get to like, I'm not gonna say I'm an upper echelon speedrunner because I'm not. But like when you get to above average, right?
Yes.
Like let's say 5th place is average. You get to above 5th place, like you're not gonna see a ton of improvement, right? Like you're not gonna PB every single day. You're not gonna beat your time by 2 minutes. You're not gonna like have those moments. You'll beat it by like 30 seconds here. Yeah, one really good robot cycle, you beat it by a minute and a half there, right? Like, but overall, like, yeah, man, I hated it. I hated everything about it.
What
It
kept
was
you
the
coming
same
back?
stuff. What? Because I was gonna pull the Yoma route. Actually, I was gonna just get my partner and dip. And I know it sounds really messed up, but like, just how it is. This is how it has to be sometimes.
Yeah,
right. Like you just get what you need and you go. And so that's what I was gonna do. And Cold War came out and slashed everyone in half, bro. It said, it said, "Fuck yo, chicken strips, dog." And I think that was like, that wasn't the straw that broke the camel's back, but that was like the second to last straw. I think the final straw was 2 things. It was A, Cold War having no content, and B, watching everyone else be happier. Because like at the end of the day, like this is the only life you get. Like you want to be happy, you want to do shit you enjoy, and just seeing everyone else so happy that they left and they're not tied down. I think that was like it. That was it.
So I'm assuming you didn't leave initially, like so you weren't enjoying zombies. I get that, but you didn't leave. Were you scared of the viewership dropping, or
no?
What
I
was
knew it was
stopping
gonna
you?
drop. I knew it was gonna drop. Like I've been in talks with Yoma for months about it, right? Like Yoma. Not everyone's a big fan of Yoma because Yoma's a bit out there. Yoma's a bit out there as a person. But like him and I, we talk all the time. We talk in Twitter, we talk on Discord of just like new content ideas, how we're gonna do this, how's this video doing, what microphone are you gonna get next? Like when are you leaving zombies? What's next? Right? Like we would always talk about it. And I was just like, yo, I'm probably gonna just pull you. Like, I'm probably just gonna pull you, get my check mark and dip. And then Cold War came out, broke the camel's back, and I said, doses. If you're curious as to why that was like not a proper peace sign, it's because I have a thing around my finger, so I couldn't do that. Like these fingers were stuck together, so it looked like I was doing West Side, bro. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I felt like everyone had to know, so I didn't look a little dumb. But yeah, it was a long time coming, and like there's nothing you could do. Nothing you could do.
Do you ever think you'll come back to zombies?
I said I would play DLC 1 with Mikey, Joseph, and iMac. But like, am I going to play it for 2 months straight? No. Will I play it for 2 weeks, get a top 5, and call it a night? Of course. But like, I'm not gonna grind it. I'm not gonna spend 4 hours a day every day doing it. play for like an hour here. Like I'll become an ultra casual. Want to be more competitive than most people.
Yeah. No, I think variety is really nice. I haven't gone variety on Twitch, and I don't think I'm going to. But the fact that I have a YouTube channel and I upload whatever the fuck I want on my YouTube channel it's pretty freeing. Like
Super free.
I'll have these moments where I'm really into YouTube. Like I'll post my vlogs, which have nothing to do with zombies, and then I started this podcast with Nick, and this is something else I can get on. I think being able to make content on YouTube that's different from zombies helps me be able to stream zombies and still enjoy it when we seem like we're in a time where there's literally no content and the game is dead.
Right. Nick, I feel like being a little silent, dog.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I'm just kind of agreeing with
Nick, do you have intentions of leaving zombies ever?
Dude,
what would it take?
I would right now if I had games I had slightest interest in playing. I've said this a few times, but like, yeah, I'd literally be variety if I had like a few ideas. The only thing I think I would do if like I want to leave zombies, I think I play like a little CS, and that's about it. I don't really have like anything else, but I don't want to become like a fucking CS streamer, you know. So
I think Nick would thrive in just chatting.
Thrive in just chatting, but like, what would I do? See, like that's
just chatting's a little bit.
See, like Shane, like I've seen like your streams, where, like you do like just chatting videos. I can't fucking do that.
Why?
I cannot sit there and watch videos because most of the videos are just fucking boring.
Bro, they were, dude. I know.
Or my
I lived it.
Really low. I don't know.
You have to do something that's fun and entertaining for you. And you're better than most people at talking to people and getting people engaged.
Yeah.
Right. Your laugh is the most contagious by far. Look at that, bro. Mike starts chuckling. I start chuckling. Bro, the person listening or watching this starts smiling and chuckling because like Nick, you have that personality factor. You just have it. Not everyone does, right? Yo, I'll real talk to you right now. You're not the 3-ring. You're not the 3-ring. You know, like you can't rely strictly on gameplay all the time, but you have the personality that would let you thrive. Yeah. I think you would just test it out. Viewer still feels slashed anyway. Like right now, it's probably the opportune time.
No, I agree with that.
No, 100%. I know now is like the time doing like I said, I want to do. It's just I don't know what I do.
Bro, let's run CS. Let's do some just chatting, bro. Let me come over. I'll make the drive. I'll make the drive, and then
really,
bro, I'll make the drive. We do some, bro. Imagine Nick and Shane do skits, bro.
Yo,
fire!
I'm some making the YouTube channel right now, dude.
2 boys, 1 cup.
I'm sick that day.
Yo,
but yeah, like
ZWC meetup.
I don't know about that one, dog.
Okay, I mean, we don't have to like go to like ZWC, but like that's like when everyone's gonna be in Vegas.
Yeah,
TwitchCon. TwitchCon.
Is everyone
gonna go to TwitchCon?
Bro, wait, is ZVC even gonna be allowed this year, bro? It's a global pandemic.
I doubt it, dude.
The thing is, the esports arena, they're gonna host that.
You
cut out.
The esports arena that's hosting
that they're gonna host that has been hosting tournaments summer of last year.
I wonder what safety protocols they have in place.
I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go.
Wear a mask. That's all it is.
Just wear a mask.
Wear a mask.
That doesn't sound very good.
No hand sanitizer. No COVID testing.
I don't think there's shit about hand sanitizer. It's probably 6 feet apart, maybe.
Probably not.
I would not go to
I don't think
a big event on COVID.
Maybe not the actual event, but y'all gotta come down to Vegas. Vibe.
Maybe in like a year. Maybe.
Yeah, bro. Can I sit on the futon?
The futon?
Oh yeah, it's open, bro.
Bro, let's go.
It's your name right there. It's off camera.
Bro, right. Imagine us 3 do a co-stream one day.
That'd be interesting.
Imagine, dude. Imagine that. Imagine we just do co-stream one day.
Like
not tied down to zombies, bro. Instead of Nick Zombies, you got Nick Live.
Oh god.
Oh, that's like why that's my gamer tag.
Why is that your gamer tag?
Okay, listen. Okay, Shane, you really seen this on the back of my United jersey? It says zombies, correct?
Yes.
because that was like my gamer tag. My name isn't NicZombies because my name's Nick and I play zombies. It was like that's like my gamer tag. Think of like people like in okay, what's an example of zombies I can use? Like Chris Voltage. You know how Chris Voltage's name is Chris Voltage, like his gamer tag is Voltage.
Yes.
Right.
That's like my gamer tag. It's zombies. I know.
Right, that's like your.
I wasn't
your
only grinding zombies. Yeah, it's my alias. And like I wasn't only playing zombies. I was playing like COD multiplayer and shit, like competitive, you know. And like everyone in that scene just called me zombies. No questions asked. Over here, it's like, why the fuck is your name zombies, dude? Like,
bro, when am I seeing you at CDL champs, dog?
When it happens.
Are you the next pickup for Atlanta FaZe?
Rep Kappa?
Bro, yo, no bullshit. Just take Snip's job. Just take it.
Take it. I got it,
bro. We confused everyone right now.
Oh no,
Mike is just nodding his head. Yeah, like, yep. Yeah, man. I don't know. I would encourage it. I think you'll. I don't know. My motives were more creative based.
Yeah,
right. Like,
I'm not creative. I'm just brain dead.
True.
I'm a brain dead caveman with C5 hour 255.
Sheesh. But yeah, I don't know. I'd encourage it.
No, I would like do car stuff, man. I would love to do car content, but nobody cares. Nobody that watches me gives a shit about cars. Like,
yeah, but like, you're also in the wrong category for it.
No, but if I did a just chatting stream and like the videos I want to watch, nobody that watches me would give a shit about. Like,
that's fine. Get a new audience.
Yeah.
But then I would be starting from scratch.
You're not starting from scratch because you have people there that actually give a fuck about you, not BO3 zombies.
Yeah, but if they give a fuck about me and I'm doing something they really don't care about at all, like I don't expect them to stay.
Bro, I'm still in all of your guys' chats. I don't give a fuck about zombies.
Yeah, Mike.
There to support you.
Some people stay. Not everyone.
Right. Like
a lot of people watch you for zombies, but a lot of people watch you
for you as a person. Right. Like after Cold War, my average dropped from like 67 down to like 30. I was actually, Nick, what was yours? You were like 28, right? 29, 30? What were you? What? Yeah, your average.
After Cold War?
Yeah.
Like at launch or when?
Weeks was like high 30s, low 40s, then changed to like 20 to 30.
Right. Okay. So Nick, I think you were at 30. I think someone else we both know was at 29. I was at 28. And then now that I went variety, I have like a core 17 people that still give a fuck about me. Like Mike, good. People are still there for you. People still give a fuck about you. Like they're still there to support you. I think you should test out. Fuck it. You already have the base. You already have the average viewers. You already have the followers. You already have the platform. People know the big Mike. You talk about cars on stream all the time anyway. Like, so worst that happens, viewership gets even more slashed for one day.
Yeah.
Do it on a Saturday. Most people are off. Like.
Yeah, there's a few things I would do. I wish I could play other games though too, but just like Nick, there's not really any games I'm interested in. Like I would play another game if there was a game I wanted to play.
CS, bro. Valo.
That's not my kind of game, honestly.
I bet you could get into it.
Bro, CS is fun.
If you like COD MP, especially since you play on keyboard and mouse, you can get into CS.
Bro, CS is fun. It's a little clunky. It's a little ugly. CS is fun.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. The mechanics are kind of weird. Like I like ADSing my guns and like the shots
you do that
going.
with some guns.
Yeah, but like I've tried it and my shots just never hit. It's so weird, like the recoil patterns or whatever it is.
Yeah, you just got to learn it. It's like every other game.
Yeah, I guess so. But I've never really learned any games, to be honest. Zombies is the only game I've actually put a lot of time into.
Zombies do be easy though.
What? Zombies be what?
Zombies do be easy though. No? Okay. Nice.
All right.
Nice.
This is where we wrap up the podcast.
Is that it? Do you have more to talk about?
2 hours and 34 minutes.
Topic wise?
That's it?
Yeah, I think so.
feel like we might have had one more.
2.5-hour podcast, Shane. Shane,
Bro,
I
we
was
didn't
trying
talk
to
about.
before, but you're like, nah, no.
Well, like, okay, here I'm bringing back the curtain. I'm rolling that shit back. They sent me like a list of like what they wanted to go over, and I was like, yeah, that's fine, I guess. Like, I'm not really in zombies anymore, but like, it's all zombies things. Anyone doesn't know, I came from zombies. It's all zombies things. So I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like, obviously, we all knew going into this would turn into other topics, right?
Mhm.
Like, this is how we are as people. But yeah, I don't know. I think we did go over everything except for how much I love both of you, and I appreciate both of you. Didn't go over that. Well, I'm not doing that.
Less
that's
than
unnecessary.
3. Less than
That's
3.
That's a little unnecessary. What's
What?
wrong with there? Wow, bro, what is that?
Shit's like,
I was born like this.
it's
I was
like
born like this.
Dead
curved.
ass,
Yes,
bro. That's like
Why'd
some
your pinky
navel
look like
shit, dog.
this?
Look at that. Look at that. It's so short, dude. Fuck.
Bro. I feel like I might have some long fingers.
I have tiny hands, dude.
Nick, your pinky is so hard to not stare at.
What?
Bro, your pinky like curves.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm only staring at it right now, bro. I'm only staring at it,
Dude,
bro.
it looks like this. Like,
yeah, it looks sideways. You got a little claw as a finger, bro.
I mean, it's so fucking short. I can't do anything. Like,
Bro, I mean, would you rather have that or enables no thumb?
what?
Probably this.
Probably
I
that?
said this, you know?
Bro, like a little worm.
Jesus Christ. Dude, all the people listening on like Spotify right now are like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Right.
We gotta wrap this up.
Talking about
Shane,
next finger Spotify people.
we appreciate it. We
Oh,
both
of course.
I love you very dear. I don't know about Mike. Mike always
Bro, anyone that doesn't know, Nick is like the homie of the homies.
Any
Nick
truths?
loves me so much he gave me his hoodie.
Wow.
We
That's-
don't talk about why.
That's
I
cute.
don't know why, but I gave him a hoodie and we bond over it. It's very
Bro, I was screwed out of some good IHOP. IHOP is F tier. IHOP is F tier, bro.
We're wrapping up here. I'm not getting to this. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to Shane. His links will be at the top of the description. Also, Mike's and I links will be down there, as well as our other links to Spotify, Anchor.
Am I getting my own Pokemon?
No.
No, because
Okay.
This is a 3P podcast, no Pokemon.
No Pokemon.
You could like add it in post.
No.
Okay. Are we cutting this part out?
No.
Yeah.
Everyone take care. Peace out. We love you all, and we'll see you guys.
All right.
Episode.
Goodbye, everybody.
Peace.